Is going live. Man, YouTube is slow today. There we go. We are live. Woohoo!
Hello, everybody. Yay.
Good Fleems
We
Day.
have alive and... oh, yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah, happy Green Day. And I don't mean Fringy Day. It's just, it's just, I only noticed that because Google has things happening on their website.
I live with X-Ray Girl. She doesn't forget drinking-based holidays.
Very good, very good. Why does it need to be on a Saturday, on a Sunday? I have to work tomorrow. I would totally get drunk.
Friday St. Patrick's Day and Saturday St. Patrick's Day were always special occasions in my youth. I was like, oh yes, this is awesome. I don't have to do anything tomorrow.
When I was in school, I didn't care. I mean, at that time, I could still drink, sleep for 2 hours, and then just do another normal day.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. In university, I probably would have had trouble with that, depending on what class I had the next day, though, because some of them I really had to be switched on for.
Yeah.
I had a lot of coffee courses, though. I mean, I was a film student, but I still had to do. It was still a Bachelor of Arts degree, so I had to do philosophy classes and psychology and those things. I tried to do my best to be on time, listen, take notes. Do the student things.
I get metal, but what did Mark do? Wait, what? I hate you, Metal and Mark. Hey, I know why you hate Mark now, because you pooped on Final Fantasy. I don't know why I got in trouble. I was trying to defend it multiple times, but everybody kept talking over me, and then the conversation moved, and I gave up.
Oh, Metal, you played 16?
I streamed it all the way through.
Oh man. Okay, so yeah, what are your thoughts on the combat then? Maybe we can do a little Final Fantasy 16 discussion here. And for the record, I don't hate the game. I think it's actually one of the best Final Fantasy stories. I think the combat is weak.
Well, the thing is, I don't think the combat is weak. I think all the enemies are too weak. Because you can you can do a lot of cool shit, but all the enemies die in 3 hits, and you can only do cool shit when you get to the bosses.
Well, okay, I suppose I can agree with that, because my biggest issue was that the variety of your attacks don't really matter all that much.
Yeah.
Because everything just does damage, and types of damage don't count. There's not really enemies who have specific weaknesses to anything, from what I could tell. I mean, you'd have heavier enemies that you'd say, okay, you want to use a strong attack to break their shield or whatever. But there just wasn't a whole lot to it strategically. And
yeah, because all the normal enemies, you can just hit the button twice and everybody dies. So I don't even get to my 4th attack, and then the enemy's already dead. It's I mean, I could juggle him for 7 minutes, but he died 17 hits ago.
I mean, there's that as well. And also, I mean, I think Fringy was bringing it up with the style meter thing, the idea that you can have such impressive combos really like that. Yeah, having impressive combos like that and then have them actually matter in some way is sort of better than just being well, yeah, what I just did looked really cool, you know? I just think that it didn't have the things that I think make a character action game, like a Devil May Cry style game, engaging. And it sacrificed too many of the Final Fantasy things in its service. I guess is sort of my take on it. But I think Clive is an incredible protagonist. I think the voice actor, at least in English, did a phenomenal job with him. I really like Dion, like the Bahamut guy. I thought his character was really well written, and it had some interesting things go on with him. I thought Jill was pretty good as a leading lady, but I guess this is part of the other kind of issue I have with it, that the only part of the game where you really feel like you had a party at all is when you're walking around with Sid at the beginning, because it seems like you'll every so often have a person that you're fighting with, but it's only ever for a sequence, and then you're back to being alone. So I mean, again, I think that when I said it has bad combat, and I didn't exactly think through my words in full, and that didn't provide enough context. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad game.
That's a problem when you're an EFAP with a big panel, because I tried to bring it up 4 times, and then everybody else talked about something else, and then it immediately moved to something. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna just drag it back. We have 7 more videos to watch.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so
but Swell just hates us
Final
because
Fantasy
we're on the
16
podcast.
isn't terrible, but
Swole just hates us because we're doing this podcast, not for Final Fantasy, so we didn't even need to bother.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a normal thing.
Swapple, did you see this? Did you see this movie?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody watched that movie except us.
Yeah, that's very possible. I didn't realize it was going to be so unavailable. Although I mean, this one was your idea, though, right?
Yes, because I saw. I think randomly I saw a trailer of it. I don't even know how and when and why. I was like, oh, it's a martial arts movie from. Is it Japan or Korea? I forgot already.
Yeah, it's Japan.
It's like, hey, they normally have like some good martial arts, and I'm always on the hunt for good martial arts movies. Oh, Swalpool sent me the trailer. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, okay. Yeah, right. He sent me like a couple of trailers at some point. There might be another one, but yeah. And then I've written it down to check it out when it releases.
Yeah, I purchased a copy because it is available in Canada. It was not available in Germany, though, so
it just wouldn't let me buy it. I
had to remove the DRM from my copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really did try. And hey, I mean, Metal, I guess I guess if you didn't really like the movie all that much, you shouldn't. But I was like, if you want to square up karma, just whenever it's available in Germany, buy yourself a Blu-ray. Just throw it on the shelf.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would have bought it the Blu-ray, no problem. Hey, the thing is, I don't hate the movie. I just think it's overall a bit poo.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got a lot of issues with it, particularly. Not only, what's funny is my biggest issue with it was the end of the movie, but on my second viewing, that became a bigger issue as I was watching the movie. And
okay, guys, this movie is a really weird ride, chat. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see people's reaction. I don't think anybody's seen this movie. I feel like everybody was watching the magical N-word movie. I'm just scared to say the words, even though it's not a bad word, but I don't trust YouTube, okay?
I mean, my wife went to go see that.
Yeah, with everybody that wasn't in the cinema.
There were two people in the theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swell will just send me action movie trailers at some point, yeah. Which I always appreciate. Everybody can send me trailers. I'm good with that. Because we like to watch weird stuff here as well. We don't always need to watch the current stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we might be the only video on the internet talking about this movie for the next long time, like until it becomes a cult hit somewhere.
Yeah, and then it's like, we talked about it.
I could see happening.
But yeah, I had something on mind just now, but now it just went away. But yeah, apparently that movie wasn't very good, and it also didn't do very well. I think it's just basically just made $1 million or something in its first week. The magic N-word movie, the Society of Magical N-words, yeah, pretty much. I don't know.
I mean, I guess like the Negro isn't the N-word.
I know it isn't.
It's an N-word.
Well, now you said it. Now I don't need to sugarcoat it anymore.
I mean, that's the title of the film.
I know.
Like, I don't know.
As I said, I just don't trust YouTube. I haven't even talked about this online. One of my highlight videos on the second channel, the Stream Archive channel, I think was the second highlight video, then was taken down by YouTube for hate speech. I was like, there's no hate speech. Someone was talking about so the clip that they flagged was us playing TKO, and someone drew a T-shirt where there was a unicorn coming a rainbow. That's really funny. It's actually hilarious. And then someone says something. I think it's Porcus, but it's not a slur. It's nothing. Like, it's nothing. Like, if they would have said, oh, you can't monetize this anymore because there's a shittily drawn unicorn with a dick on it, fair play. I don't care. That video is like 3-4 years old.
I'm offended by the term Porcus.
Sorry, that's Porcus' name.
Well.
And I was like, review it. There's nothing. Like, there's nothing there. Like, nothing. I even put in the description, like, yeah, I know there's like a comical unicorn with a penis on it, but there's no hate speech here. Like, no one is even we're not even insulting each other in that clip. Like, it's just like, oh, that's a unicorn coming rainbow. I think that's what he said. And like minutes later, it's like, we reviewed it and we still think it's hate speech. It's like, first of all, you didn't do shit. You just replied that back immediately. And it's like, whatever, fuck it. I don't stream from this thingy, so whatever. So yeah, that was stupid. I just remembered that. I already forgot about it. But there's a strike on that channel currently that just needs to go away. And then they want you to do this sensitivity training or something, like, so you can realize what is hate speech, what it isn't. Which I say, fuck you, YouTube. Whatever. Like, make me like a fucking little child. It's like, I did this wrongly, but here, click these multiple choice answers. Like, okay, whatever.
Well, I mean, I stream on Kick and Rumble, but like YouTube is by far my biggest audience. Like, I don't have a whole ton of people on the alternative platforms, but yeah. I don't know. I think YouTube can be weird. Like, you're definitely right about that.
It's not even really sensitivity training. It's like, hey, here's the scenario. Is this allowed to be uploaded? And then you have multiple thingies. And some of them are like really weird. And it's like, I guess technically it isn't, but I don't know how YouTube actually sees it. So you try it. It's like, no, actually it isn't. It's like, oh, so the rules you apply in this one are actually the real rules. But what happens is not the real rule. Anyway, if you do a wrong answer, you just get to try again. It's just whatever. Like, it's so useless. It's just stupid. Will Metal gonna cut back on your racism? Nuh-uh. That's like my whole...
It's pronounced racism.
Racisms. Thoughts on a Gentleman? I haven't watched it yet, but we will talk about it next week.
I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I heard very good things.
Spoilers for my thoughts next week.
yeah, we're gonna talk about that next week. We do a little package now. I guess here's a little preview for next week. We're gonna do a little package about The Gentleman and the new X-Men series that comes out. We're gonna see what's going on with that series.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Shogun as well? It's not as many episodes in, but I'm 3 episodes in, and I quite like it.
I mean, I'm not against it. It's more like a time thing. I think I don't know how much time I have to actually watch everything, because I still need to.
Well, if you get around to it, then maybe we'll talk a bit of Shogun, everybody. But that's not a promise.
Yeah. Because I still need to finish Dragon's Dogma as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I was playing a little bit yesterday, and I got really fucked up by some skeletons in an underground cavern. Like right away, I was like, wow. Yep. I was like, I don't remember being this bad at this last time.
Oh, you can get thrashed early in that game for sure.
Yeah.
But then you just go somewhere else and get good or whatever.
Okay, so is it structured like a Souls game then?
Not really, but if you find yourself having trouble with anything, you can just check another place out and see if you are better there, or maybe just try out different spells or attacks or whatever. I don't know what class you use, but
I'm just like a fast dual daggers and bow guy.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not figured out the Dragon's Dogma. If I don't get around to putting too much time into the original, I'll just be the voice of the guy who's basically jumping in fresh on the sequel.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you need to play the first one. I just wanted to check it out for a while anyway. So I thought it was the best time to do so. And I think I only have like 4 or 5 main missions left, so I should be able to finish quite nicely.
Casually firing up the man who erased his name on stream one day led to me playing like 7 Yakuza games within the span of a month and a half. So I mean, like, nice. I get it. Sometimes you're just like, yeah, you know what? I'd like to have a bit of a better knowledge base on this franchise, and then you jump down a rabbit hole and you're there for a while, and then you emerge with knowledge. It's like the hero's journey, really.
Yeah. So I guess with Yakuza, you went mainly through the main story, because if you would do all the side stuff, you probably...
Oh yeah, no. I was pretty much every single one of the games I was playing. I was focusing on the main story primarily. They were really just story runs, because I was doing them on stream especially. And while I can get lost in Yakuza mini games for a very long time when I'm just playing on my own, on stream I find that because I won't be talking much if I'm like getting autistically involved in a mini game. So I find it's better to just be like, we'll go through, we'll do some fights and we'll chat and stuff, and then we'll watch a cinematic together, and we get a little bit of Japanese crime soap opera anime, and it's good stuff. It's a fun time.
Yeah, I like Yakuza.
We have dogs.
It's fun games, really fun games.
Yeah. Infinite Wealth was incredible too. Even Young Has voice performance did not ruin it, at the very least, because I did play it in English. But you also get to see things like Danny Trejo in English, and I don't know about Danny Trejo speaking Japanese. And the game takes place in Hawaii, so I don't know. Kind of feels like they'd mostly be speaking English anyways.
Yeah. Why does the bitrate suck lately, or is it only for me? I mean, I'm apparently uploading with the normal 9,000 kbps.
You got to go over 9,000.
I mean, it is over 9. It's 9,100.
No, I'm making.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, YouTube does tend to have some tismery going on with like stuff, so I don't know. You say I to make Danny Trejo speak weeb language. Yeah, maybe you should do that. Metal and Mark can now play with Boogie. Wait, what? Why?
Huh?
I don't wanna.
Yeah, I don't think. I feel like he'd ask us for money.
He needs some money to buy his magic. Wait, no, he needs to sell his Pokemon cards to get magic cards or something. I don't know.
Dragon's Dogma 2 came out. I had to buy it.
I had to buy it. I just had to. Damn. And then don't stream it.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't believe that. Like, maybe it might have been you actually who told me that the reason he doesn't stream is because he can't help but end up saying racist shit after a while.
I think he just shouldn't stream because he doesn't have a filter. Like, he can't filter himself.
Yeah, it might just be that.
Stupid shit all the time.
Well, I feel like he's also a guy that's sensitive enough to be taking the bait constantly. So his chat would drive him insane.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because I got to think that that's the reason. It's like, no, I can't be streaming because it's just me having people push my buttons and trying to get me to freak out for like however many hours per day. At the same time, it's like, what's your other option, Boogie? Because you don't want to get a normal job.
Yeah.
So, tough it out. Turn the chat off. Make it like members only chat or something. People would be pissed, but then at least all the people who are there to troll you are giving you money.
Yeah, they give you money to shit on you or something. God.
Yeah.
Bookie says so many racist things. I don't know how you do it accidentally.
Not So Grum does have a point. In playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I get really pulled into Queen's Blood, man. The card game there.
Oh god.
It's it's pretty good.
Was that the one with the numbers on the edges and stuff?
Yes. So you have a number and you have you have a number that's the amount of points that the card is, as well as a directions which the card can attack, and a power level that indicates the amount of power each space that you place the card needs in order for you to play that card at all. So if you have a bunch of like 3-level cards, you're fucked because you're never going to be able to open up those spaces to create 3 card slots. And I mean, I don't know, like, I'm probably explaining it kind of poorly, but it's pretty intuitive, and it's got like kind of a 3-lane structure, almost like a MOBA game.
Yeah.
But it's
I was thinking of Triple Triad actually.
Yeah, Triple Triad is the one from Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of actually.
Actually, yesterday I played and won my first round of Tetramaster in Final Fantasy IX, which I had never played before, I don't think. I played Final Fantasy IX before, but I didn't finish it, and I don't remember getting into the card game.
Your non-gaming stream. That happens. That happens. Mostly on Sundays at this exact time.
We're talking about gaming right now.
Yeah. We're gamers. I know that's controversial to say, but we're gamers.
Yeah, and I started playing Final Fantasy IX last night. So you Final Fantasy IX fans out there who have called me a scrub for not having played it, there you go.
I started playing Final Fantasy VII probably 3 times, and I never finished it for no specific reason. I just stopped playing because I got distracted by something else.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're
the same happened to me with Chrono Trigger. I've never finished that. I started that game probably 5 times in my lifetime.
I've never finished Chrono Trigger either. I've been playing it for a little while, a few months ago, but Chrono Trigger was one that I rented a bunch when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
And so I never finished it because I was just renting the same copy from Roger's Video, and
Chrono Trigger has a crazy end. Chrono Trigger has like 17 different endings, doesn't it? Like, it's like a lot of different endings from what I understand. I don't know. What's everybody's favorite Final Fantasy game? Personally, mine is to this day still 10. I just have so much good memories about Final Fantasy X. That's the one I played.
I gotta replay 10 again too.
That was funny. That's a funny game.
Well, you know, it had Lulu in it, so I approve.
That's true. 10's good, 9 for me. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Like, I finished 9 back in the day, but we talked about this off stream briefly. It's like I finished that game, but I don't remember anything about it because it was so long ago. If I just want to have unlimited time so I can just replay all the games I wanna. And then also have time to play the new games that come out.
Well, it's one of those things that, like, I swear to God, the gaming industry is like, look, COVID and everything hit us bad. We need to just take a year off. Okay, no one's working on any games for the next year, or no one's releasing any games for the next year. And we're just gonna try to make the ones that we're working on now actually functional. Like, having a year to just work through backlog games is almost kind of a gift.
Yeah, it's pretty good. As long as nobody says 15, unironically, I won't ban you. I played 15 like a couple of hours on the weekend when a friend was here. We made like a drinking weekend and just playing games. It was just cozy to play. Just, I'm going to do this mission, and now this one, and now this one, and this one.
So I like 15, but it's tough to defend. That's probably the best way I can put it, because it is... the narrative is structured very poorly and really requires you to view a lot of accessory media in order to understand it properly, with some of that being DLC for the actual game that takes place in the middle of the game, even though you have to fire up specific instances, like you launch it from the main menu. But so it's not even integrated into the game chronologically, like during one playthrough. I feel like there's probably going to be a mod on Steam that just lets you fire up all the DLCs where they should be and have them in position. But yeah, it wasn't the best one in terms of structure.
I mean, I think I only did side missions. I mean, it was just busy work while I was getting drunk. That's all I was doing.
I like the combat. I think the warp strike and the air dodging is really good. And both of those things are, granted, they're attached to different characters, but both of those things are in Rebirth too. It might have been in Remake, although I guess I don't really remember quite as well because it's been a while since I played Remake. But Yuffie has the warp strike, essentially. Like, you can just hit triangle to throw her, like, shuriken thing and then, like, warp to it. And Cloud, when you dodge and then hold the attack button, he jumps up into the air, and you can get about 3 swings of your sword in, unless in between those hits you dodge to the left or right in the air, and then you can kind of keep yourself in the air. So, and that's been very, very effective against a lot of enemies. And yeah, but I don't know. I think 15 is it's a weird one. That's probably the way I'd say it. I don't think it's bad, but I also don't really think it's good. So it's yeah, it's an acquired taste, I suppose. You'll love it or you'll hate it.
Well, I'll probably never finish it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the only time I'm going to be playing this. Play that game when I did like a year ago or something, maybe even longer. I don't even remember. Time goes by so fast. I don't know. What day is it even? I don't even know where I am right now.
It's Sunday, the day that we have our show together, Metal.
Oh my God, what? We have a show? No.
We're not doing a pre-record right now.
What? Oh God, I was about to say the N-word 7 times.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we edit those out on the pre-records.
We just say them randomly throughout this episode. But yeah. My brain just froze.
Hey, we can start talking about the movie if you want, unless you got any other Final
For some reason
Fantasy
in my brain there was something else I wanted to mention, but I don't think there actually is anything. See, this is what I mean. I'm like weirdly tired today, even though I slept enough.
Did I throw you off when I mentioned Lulu?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
That's one hell of a best girl, everybody.
Oh man. But yeah, you should have mentioned you have a small penis. Wait a minute. That's not what I was talking about. Oh man, but yeah, 1% Warrior. That's a movie no one's seen, as we already mentioned, but we did. We did.
Yeah, we did.
As always, I mean, for a martial arts movie that comes from the Asian market, basically, was interesting because they know how to shoot action full stop. Like, they know how to shoot action, and specifically martial arts action. So
yes,
there was like the whole idea is like, oh, we like those. I want to see if there's any good thing. And going in already, I mean, that's the one thing I'm pretty happy with. Is like all the choreography is really good, and I've actually checked the guy out because there's like this fighting site called like Zero Range.
Zero Range, yeah.
Zero Range.
It's sort of a play on the Bruce Lee 1-inch punch. Actually, there's a few references to Bruce Lee, and the main villain in it is apparently a real life Jeet Kune Do master, which is Bruce Lee's martial art.
Yeah, because I've done a little googling Heimers, and this like an actual martial arts apparently that's been practiced. Like it's a thing that exists and gets taught, from what I understand.
Oh, like the wave style, or the zero
like the
range
style you
close
see,
quarters combat.
The style you see in this movie, that's like apparently like an actual style where you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like the 1-inch punch thingy, but like basically zero. It's like the whole thing when you like shoved against someone, you just like knock him away by doing a certain amount of movement.
Well, the idea is weight redistribution, like shifting your median weight is one of the things that they talk about a lot. And the idea that you can, because I mean, here, like when you're, maybe a lot of people here have like done a boxing class or something, so you understand the concept of a jab and a reverse punch, or like a cross. And your cross is more powerful than your jab, not just because it's your dominant hand generally, because I mean, you can always fight switch stance, but it's a more powerful punch because you're throwing your entire body weight into that punch. So I think the way I grasped the concept of the wave style as they were explaining it was it's about weight distribution at a small scale, so that you can take the weight of your body all the way from the right side of your body and shift it in along to a very short strike with your left hand, and have it be incredibly powerful, much more powerful than it would be if you're just, trying to punch someone from an inch away and having anything behind it other than like a little bit of a, like a tap.
Because of Swell just says kinetic chains is a whole concept in sports science. Yeah, it's like a whole thing. It's I'm not knowledgeable about it at all. But,
redistribution of momentum. Like utilizing momentum in order to make strikes more powerful. I do understand the concept. I'm not much of a fighter these days. I only have one leg, but yeah, it's I think it made a degree of sense, and I thought it was fictional. So
yeah, because I was curious. I always like to check out. If those fighting styles they use, if they're like, if there's like any kind of basis to it, but apparently like there's like a whole fighting style that he uses. Funny enough, in like all the videos I've seen him in, he actually wears like the same kind of clothes all the time. Like he wears this jacket and stuff.
I have a coat that's kind of like that. It's a Zero Foxtrot coat I have that it's a bunch of concealable pockets for if you're carrying like firearms on you or something, which I cannot legally do in Canada. I just like the coat.
Right. Okay. But yeah, so I was kind of interested in that, and yeah, there's tons of videos where he's in like with people that do martial arts, and it's like, hey, can you check this out? It's like, yeah, I can do all this stuff and stuff. It's all in Japanese, and there was no subtitles, and the the automatic subtitles Google had, there was like nonsense in there. And like they were talking about something else, and it says like, oh, this. You need to use the fish. Wait, it's like, what?
what? Didn't I have subtitles on the file I sent you?
Oh yeah, no, I don't mean the movie. I mean the videos I found.
Got it. Okay, cool. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, how the hell did it not transfer the subtitles?
It would have been interesting to talk about that movie if I didn't understand the word.
I thought you were using like Google Translate to watch the movie. I was like, oh man. I was like, you could have told me that. I would have tried something else.
No, you're good. But yeah, that's like apparently a whole thing. Obviously, he does like the whole thing dodging bullets and stuff. That was obviously not a thing that I found anywhere online. That's fictional.
Yeah,
and I'm sure we're gonna get to that when we get there.
I think he explained his concept enough that I think it worked in the film, especially because they really did what they could. Especially on a second viewing, I confirm this because I wasn't wrong about something that was my biggest problem, honestly, with the movie. But in the scene where they're in a dark kind of area. I won't ruin what the main character does because I think that's one of the best things in the movie. But you see these guys pull around the corner, all of them with AR-15s. Then they just put them down, or like they sling them and take out their knives. And the reason for that is because that whole area was flammable, and there's a sign.
Yeah.
And what I didn't really get about that is because you see the sign once, and then there's a bunch of fight scene. And then a bunch of other guys show up who don't appear to notice the sign. Like there's not a shot of them like looking at the sign and being like, "Oh shit, we can't use our guns." But yeah, and the times where he is dodging bullets, it's very close range, and you can almost imagine him being able to apply the principle that he explains to Akira, sort of in the second scene of the movie, I think. The first scene though starts. We probably shouldn't skip over that as like a DVD special feature.
Yeah, basically
for one of his movies.
It starts with like an interview with our main protagonist, Toshiro. Yeah, it's basically like an nice voice crack there. Thanks. It's an interview with him because he just released his movie called Birth, apparently. It was like a big hit, and he's like this big action star and also director. Like he's the director and main star in the movie. And yeah, we learned that he's trained in assassination jutsu, or zero range combat as they call it. Assassin jutsu sounds so edgy and cringe. I'm sorry. Which is funny.
It just means assassin style, right?
Yeah,
like,
funny thing is, if you Google for assassin jutsu, all you get is Naruto entries. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, that would make sense. But even in Naruto, like, isn't jutsu just translated as style? That's always how I interpreted it.
Oh yeah, jutsu is just a normal word, but it just sounds I don't know, it sounds cringe to me. I'm sorry. I like zero range combat better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick
better
to
translation.
And yes, like multiple people basically say like, "Yo, he's the real deal. He's like trained properly." And then there's some people that do that do also martial arts, and it's like, "Hey, in the ring with like rules and stuff, I would probably beat him, but like in the streets without rules, he's probably
no chance. He'll fuck us up.
Gonna fight to the death, and I'm gonna lose."
And there's even special forces operators who like trained him in the zero range stuff, and they're talking about him like, "Yeah, he's not just like a Hollywood actor, man. He could kick the shit out of some of us."
Right.
He's like, he took what I taught him and then he made it better.
Yeah, and he's trying to. I can't quite remember. Does he already say it's like, yeah, I mastered it or something, or is that later when he's in this dojo or whatever?
I'm not sure. I think though in this scene it's primarily other people talking about him in the interview. Like it's the special forces guy and then the MMA fighter who kind of becomes one of his buddies. Yeah, that is the same guy, right? Like the other stuntman dude.
Wait, what other stuntman dude you mean? Sorry.
It wasn't it the same stuntman dude that's in the main story that's in he's the MMA fighter saying like, yeah, he came to our MMA gym, just hopped into the ring and kind of messed this all up. He's like, in an area with rules, we might be able to take him down.
The green haired guy, right? Yeah, he's there later. Yeah. And it's basically like, I don't like all this stupid choreographed stuff because it feels just like a dance, and I want real action, basically. It's like, oh, and at this point it's like, are we doing like a commentary on like big Hollywood things here or something? Like because it feels like that's like I feel like that's a complaint I would have about like shitty action stuff.
I think the last line of the movie was for sure.
Yeah. Last line for sure.
Like it was absolutely a shot at like CGI action, sort of fake choreographed looking stuff by people who've never done a martial art in their life. It was like, yeah. I even forget what the exact words were. It was something like an action actor should be tough. Like,
yeah.
Like it's very simple.
It has to be strong in real life, I think was the thing. But
yeah.
Yeah, but it seems like there's some kind of commentary going on here.
Well, I mean, the people they refer to him to are guys like Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee, both of whom are incredible martial artists outside of being movie stars. And I think that was I don't know. I think that aspect of the movie made its point.
Yeah. But yeah, he even shows them in the interview, and there's like the two guys that we also see later on. I think those are just the two guys. Like, hey, come at me for real, but they apparently don't really, and just kind of just beats him up a little bit. Like, it's not an actual fight scene, he just kind of knocks him over, and it's like, come on, I said for real, and it's like, oh man, basically calling them a wuss, and it's like,
well I think what I interpreted that as what he wanted. He's like, look, I'm not gonna hurt you, but I need you to try to hurt me, or this isn't gonna work. Like, exactly. You won't. I'm telling you to try, but you won't, and I won't hurt you because I know where to hit you, where it's definitely not gonna kill you, because that's kind of a big thing with this guy. He really doesn't want to kill anybody, but he's definitely still brutal. Like, oh yeah, just because he doesn't want to kill you doesn't mean he won't mess you up. And yeah, lots of people had to go to the hospital after this movie.
Oh yeah. And yeah, I didn't tell the camera I want to make a 100% real, or a 100% action movie, pure action, and he's guarantee them that he's gonna do it. I basically tells the interviewers like, come interview me again when I did it, and yeah, then we do a bit of a cut, and it's like we learn pretty quickly. It's 10 years later, and it seems like he hasn't really done any work. Because I think the implication is he's pissed off people with his comments, and nobody wants to work with them anymore. At least not in a big capacity, like in a.
Oh yeah, I guess they all feel disrespected by him because he's constantly expecting people to be at his level, and he's wondering why people don't take it as seriously as he does.
Yeah. So yeah, he just got this job here after a long time. And yeah, he's like in the scene, and
he's a middle boss.
He's the middle boss. Yeah, he's not even a prominent role. He's the middle boss. And yeah, he sees these people do their choreographies and has to fight this guy who clearly is shit at his job at the action thing.
Like, Junpei. Junpei was trash. Like, I mean, every other person in the scene was not that bad, but the guy that they get to fight Toshiro was horrible.
Yeah, like, he's like super. He
really didn't look like he knew what he was doing.
He's also like super lanky. Well, let me see if I can get you a picture of him. Junpei, yeah, that's his name. Right. Yeah, look. Like the guy on the left, like he's apparently one of the main person in the movie, and even the director over here, Tony.
Dweeby looking.
Yeah, even he's Tony. We're gonna see him a couple of more times in this movie. But I think he talks to the producer or something. He's like, yeah, we can't make that work in one shot. We're gonna need to do some close up and stuff. Yeah. That basically says like, yeah, he's shit, but we're gonna make it work.
Well, yeah, and he's sort of hoping that Toshiro is gonna dumb it down for the kid and just be like, look, just get your paycheck, man. Yeah, like, this isn't gonna be your best action movie ever, but look at who you're fighting. Like, you can't go all out on this kid.
Yeah, it was funny, dumb it down. Like he did only block him. Like I don't even know what he could do to dumb it down because they don't even do that much.
But yeah, no, it's I think this scene though does draw a pretty good example of where his head's at, like at least in the
yeah, he's
in the intended first viewing read of the film.
Oh yeah, because the Tony guy is like, hey, aren't you a pro? Like, whatever you do, like, come on. It was all like a niche, like people just want to. There's definitely commentary in here because he's like, oh, as long as people get to see the flashy stuff, they'll be happy. As long as the bad guy gets beat up or something, they don't care about like real action, right?
And I think that's sort of the key of his character, that he's so passionate about action films that he really doesn't understand why people just want the style and none of the substance. He's like, no, the substance, but it matters though. Like it's kind of his whole thing. The whole movie is like, yeah, no, but you guys are action movie actors. You should know how to fight like really well.
Yeah.
You should be the ones that people want to watch on screen fighting.
Yeah, because the Sir Tony is what he calls himself. It's like, hey, why do people watch action films? Like, it's not for realism, because all they want is fantasy. Which is if it's flashy and cool, they're happy. Which is obviously like a very surface level reading on what you do with action and stuff. And I think that's deliberate choice by the writers of this movie. It's like, yeah, as long as it's flashy and cool, they're happy. And obviously it's like, well, there's obviously more to it. It's like, does it make sense in universe and all that stuff, of course. Obviously, we know the mainstream audiences, they probably would agree with this. Like, as long as it's flashy and cool, we're happy. Obviously, it's like a whole discussion, right? I mean, we've had that multiple times with lots of people. But it's just, very surface level reading of how action works for people.
Yeah, I know. I think that's absolutely true. And in my experience choreographing action scenes, of which I've done a few, it was night and day when you're dealing with someone who really knows how to fight and people who you have to teach to pretend to fight, like on that day. It's a hell of a lot more difficult when they don't know how to fight.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to point out, we see for the first time here in the background, Akira. And just keep him in mind. We're not gonna tell you what's going on. Because you'll see.
He's Toshiro's protege.
Yeah, protege, exactly. And he's gonna be on his side throughout the movie. And yeah, he just kind of gets annoyed with this whole flashy nonsense choreographed dance thingy. Then he talks to this other guy. Is that the Kanada guy he talks to later as well? I'm actually not sure.
I don't know. Is it?
No, I think it's a different guy. No, this is a different guy. But I think he
he's
funded Birth or something.
Movie, I think.
Like he's a big boy in the industry. Is basically the idea. And he tells him like, "Hey, the world's changed. Just just grab your paycheck and make it work. That's why you're pro, right?" And he's like the quintessential big boss, busy man, right, in the industry. Yeah. Like he has look at this. He has like two phones, like one really weird flip phone and a normal phone, and on the other ear is like this really big head, in-ear headset.
I think that might be a touchscreen flip phone, like one. Oh no, wait, he's holding the bottom of it. Yeah, that thing's huge.
It might be.
It's that little intersection. I thought it folded in half to just like a little square. It's really, like a Game Boy Advance.
It's really long as well. Like I've never seen that flip phone, like a modern version of it before.
Gary Neurotic has this crazy phone that it looks like the size of a normal phone, and then it unfolds, and it's like he's got a friggin' iPad. It's so weird. I was like, whoa, it's wild. He's like, this thing's honestly the best because Gary can't see, man.
Yeah,
he needs big text.
And yeah, the guy also says, "Hey, everyone respects how you've been developing your wave style thingy, but it makes no difference here." As like, yeah, just do your job basically. Hurry up, get the scene done. That makes you professional.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, all right, fine.
Well, I mean, I think he's also trying to say, look, like, if you want to do a passion project again someday, you got to knock out some of these to, like, get yourself out there again, you know? Like, be the middle boss in something and be really impressive and flashy and cool. Then maybe you'll get a bigger role.
Yeah.
So he's giving them good advice. It's just their value systems are different.
Yeah, pretty much. Then we get I guess the protagonist of the movie they're shooting in here. He's like, "Hey, aren't you the guy from Birth?" He's like, "Yep, that's me." And I think he basically was like, "Hey, I know some martial arts too. Just you know what? Just don't hold back," or something. He tells him, and he asks him the question, "What's the difference between martial arts and action?" And then you just see the boss man again. And it's like, just do the job. And it's like, oh, yeah, never mind. And yeah, they start their action scene, and apparently they do something, and it's like, that's not how we rehearsed it. Take a break. But it seems like they're starting to do like a bit more real fight. And the look Toshiro gives is like, are you serious? Are you actually want to do this?
Yeah.
Like, because he steps on his foot to stop him, and he tries it a second time and just like kind of moves it to the side, and they stop, and he's like, maybe it's a bit much here. And then Tony's like, cut, that's not how we rehearsed it. Take a break.
I mean, probably would have wound up being a better scene than what they rehearsed.
Probably, yeah. And then we just see him staring into the skies. I was like, God, what the fuck am I doing? It's just the read you're getting here. Like, after this done, like, you just see him look up there. It's like, God damn, I just want to do some good action.
Yeah, and he's not super satisfied with how that went.
Oh, so it's a movie about making a movie?
Kind of, but no, it's probably too early to. It's not a movie about making this movie.
No, I thought that's where they were going for when it started, and then I thought, oh, that's what we're doing, and then something else like, I have no idea what we're actually doing, but we'll get there.
You're not ready for the ending of this movie. That's like, just brace yourselves, everyone.
Yeah, no one is. It's gonna be interesting. When we get to the bit, I'll be asking chat what they think is gonna happen or what happened. But yeah, we'll do that when we get there. Right, and I think, I need to switch up the flames here. Because now we just get like an intro sequence with like producer blah blah blah, the usual stuff. Because like the first 30 minutes is just kind of introduction. Like we don't really get any fights. Just kind of do a little setup Heimers here. But it's very abrupt and when it goes to the action.
Yeah,
so
and
I'm just trying to find the proper spacing.
The style of the action changes significantly, as well as the style of the cinematography. Like everything gets much more insane once the shit goes down.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we do the time skip. No, we already did the time skip. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
We go to his. I guess it's
his house.
His house, his dojo, whatever it is. And you just see the two martial arts guys from the beginning. You see them leave. And you see Akira. It's like, yo, where you going? What you doing? And he's like, yo, I joined the team like only a couple of months ago, and now I'm the only one left because the other ones left. They don't really. I'm actually not entirely sure what the idea was here, why they left. Like even in the context of everything else. Well, I think we can't really talk about it because the idea I have is kind of a spoiler.
Same. I think I have the same idea you have.
Yeah. So we'll come back to that.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Everyone remind us about the first scene at his house.
Pretty much. But yeah, he's the only one left, and Tojiro's like, we're gonna make a movie. It's gonna be called. Wait, did it have a name? Oh, it's just 1%, right? That's a movie he wants to do as well.
Yeah, that's his dream project. It's his passion project that he really wants to make, but he hasn't been able to figure out a way to do it or like a way to fund it.
Yes. Right. So yeah, he just tells Akira, it's like, this is a film he was supposed to. Apparently, he was apparently supposed to film this after birth, but that didn't work out, and it's like a little poster as a teaser. And he wants to, again, he just wants to make a 100% action movie, right? So it's like, yeah, we need to do some things. Like, yeah, the script has been in my head the whole time, like for years. And I just want to perform real action, and that's gonna be it. Now we just need, we we need funding and a place where we do it. But pretty much everyone just turns him down. It's like, no, we're good. We don't want to really work with you, stuff like that. And yeah, he thought he was alone, but he's like, I'm not alone now. I've got you now, Akira. It's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's make an authentic action movie. Woohoo! Let's go. And oh yeah, we get to see some of his, I guess, techniques, if you will. We get to see a bit of the wave style. Like he legit just moves around like he's, you know.
Yeah, like he's water.
Like waving around, basically.
Yeah.
And says like, oh, it works at 0 range. You don't need to wind up a punch. You can just do the whole thingy. Like you can just go straight to the thing and just shove him over there. All that stuff. And it's like, hey, try to do it with me. It's like, well, that's yeah, you're not really doing it, Akira, but I'll show you.
Akira's not really good at it.
Yeah. And then he does it to Akira, and he's like, my belly, ouchie. Yeah, this is, by the way, this is where I checked out. I was like, oh, is this like an actual martial arts thingy? And I was like, yeah, apparently that's a thing you can do.
I never checked it out. I thought it was a fictional art that they made for this guy. But yeah,
I mean, it's probably still like dramatized or heightened up or something, like a bit more extreme. But overall,
it's probably a little flashier than it might be in real life. But I think it has a lot in common, at least from what I can tell, with the CQC from Metal Gear Solid, like particularly Metal Gear Solid 3 to 5, because there's a lot of use of weapons as a melee weapon, and that's something that happens quite frequently in that. And him learning it from Japanese Self-Defense Force Special Forces might make even more sense, because obviously that's probably one of the things that Kojima was researching for the Metal Gear games. And I think this is a very good CQC movie, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's doing the whole dodging bullets is next. Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yeah, this was pretty funny.
And the idea is, you can tell when they're about to shoot because their eyes dart or something, and then you use the wave moves to
you read their eye and then dart in the direction opposite to it, and like they won't know why they're missing you because you're moving as they're pulling the trigger. I do not recommend attempting this.
Yeah, they use like not real guns. They just shoot probably like, I don't know, pellets or something.
Yeah, it's like a pellet gun,
yeah.
This part's pretty good, though.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of funny because it's like, oh, do it for me, and then he does it to him, and he doesn't do it, and then it just cuts to him having just like Band-Aids everywhere. A jump
cut to him with Band-Aids all over his face. But yeah, no, I got a good chuckle out of that. That was a good sight gag.
Yeah, so I was like, and then it cuts to him just being shot to bits in his face. It's kind of fun. But yeah, this is like his main techniques, basically. And then he talks to the guy who's gonna give them a location. I mean, there's not really that much to it. It's like, oh man, what's your, how much money do you even have? And it's like, well, here it is. It's not a lot. He's like, well, stop wasting my time. And it's like, but please. He just goes down and to his knees. It's like begging, like the Japanese, making yourself small and stuff if you respect someone, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, actually, I have one place you can use. But you have to pay up front, and no takesy-backsies, no refunds. So, yeah, basically he fucks them over.
Yeah.
Because they get to their place, and there's already... Sir Tony is already there. So, by the way, they're on like
another movie, yeah.
They are on an island, like some island had like a zinc factory, an abandoned one.
Mm-hmm.
Which was built before the war, apparently. I just read that in the subtitles. But yeah, that's where they do some scouting, him and Akira. Just, let's look some locations and stuff. And also, apparently there's like no electricity or anything on this island. That's just completely abandoned.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to get an overhead shot of it here.
Which, I mean, to be fair, does a lot to explain why there's not just cops showing up once guns start getting fired.
Yeah, for sure. That's the island. That's an island, all right. That's our location. That's where they want to shoot their movie, or at least want to check it out, and find some places to do so. I'm just kind of filming the location, going around, and they see that there's some peeps already filming something, and it has Sir Tony, the one from earlier, and the two guys who left his house, his dojo, whatever it was, and some big shot filmmaker from Hong Kong or something.
It was a Chinese filmmaker.
But yeah, they're already here as well, and basically they basically really do just a dance, like they're not even hitting each other or something. But they're also only filming like a storyboard or something, so yeah,
so I mean that you would have that kind of choreography there, because you're just being like, hey, this is the rough idea of our choreography, let's go like half speed and move around it just so we can get a sense of what the shots are going to be. It's like test footage.
Yeah. And they're about to film like a big movie, like simultaneous release all over the world, cinemas, shooting a storyboard. It's a Chinese-funded blockbuster with a simultaneous worldwide release. That's what it says here. And it's kind of fun. It's like, the director is the one and only, ta-da! He's like, hey, it's Sunao Kinameri. And Georgia's like, I don't know who that is. It's like, I don't fucking know. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, he obviously isn't really plugged into the world of directors and producers and everything. He doesn't really care. He only cares about being a good action film actor.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they were doing all that stuff. And they just kind of start getting into an argument, just like a bit back and forth. It's like, oh, what about you? Just going direct to streaming, DVD release, huh? You little cuckoid, little loser. And it's like, haha, yeah, shitty indie movie, haha, haha. And then, you hear a shot, and the big Hong Kong director, he gets shot in the face by what I assume is a ricochet.
This movie doesn't really waste a lot of time.
He's dead. Like, while they were starting to argue, it's like, whoa, what the fuck is happening here? And yeah, this is
like, where he kind of looks like Chinese Taika Waititi.
I can see that. What was that in chat? Read the description of the movie. Feuding Yakuza gangs infiltrate the set of his latest feature. Something similar happened to Jackie Chan, but it was just one gang. They wanted him to make a movie. Oh, okay.
Funny you mentioned Jackie Chan.
Yeah, because nice nip director, man. Yeah, 2 even. With this here. Oh, right. I need to do the thing. But yeah, we see that there's like apparently some gang members, Yakuza, whatever it is, they are shooting at each other. They're like having a big old shootout going on.
Yeah, something is going down on this island that has nothing to do with the movies that either of them were trying to make.
Yeah. Because they're just here to, there's this one girl, Maria is her name, as we soon learn. And these gangs, some of them want to still protect her, and other ones are trying to grab her and kidnap her, I guess. And they're just shooting around. So a stray bullet just shot the director, man, the big boy director, producer, right in the face. And
this is a really interesting one-take shot, too. where it goes through the guy's legs.
Yeah, they do a couple of those where it looks like a drone shot almost, where it just goes through different kind of things. I'm not entirely sure how these work, if I'm being honest.
I was thinking about it a lot. I didn't watch any of the special features, but I think I figured it out. It's a guy with a steady cam because the drone doesn't move the way it moves in most of its navigation around the environment. It does look like someone walking with a steady cam, but I think the lens of the camera was extended enough that what they could do is put the camera between the guy's legs so that once he sees the lens, he knows he's not in the shot at all and then jumps over the cameraman.
Okay.
That's how I would do it. And right. I'm pretty sure that I'm correct. I'm basing that on nothing, though, but intuition.
I mean, could be. But yeah, they're all our guys take cover. It's like, oh, let me call the cops. And we do the obligatory, idiot, there's no reception. And then they obviously don't try it, even though they should probably just try
James.
But, you know.
I'm making it too complicated. It's clearly a chicken with a camera on its head.
Well, Swole says it's taped to a magic dog.
Slap a gimbal on a chicken, I guess, yeah.
But yeah, so some of the gang members, they hear our guys chilling here, and they're surprised by obviously Toshiro, and he just kind of beats him up real quickly. Just some slick moves, because it just looks really good. Like, even if that's like the thing, like even if the movie is nonsense, like if a movie is nonsense. And you just see, they just know how to shoot these fucking choreographs.
Yeah, this is a very enjoyable film on the spectacle basis alone. There are action scenes in this film that you will enjoy having watched. Now, you can make the argument, why don't I just watch those on YouTube? Yeah, I mean, you probably could, but I don't know. I think this movie's worth sitting through. But we'll get to the ending.
Oh, yeah. It's a 1.5 hour movie, so it's only 30 minutes gone. So now we're going to mostly action, pretty much. But yeah, he disarms them, and he also doesn't kill anyone, because there's like this weird through line that he doesn't kill anyone, and that gets like resolved in a really weird way that I don't actually understand, but we'll get there.
Well, he always says I can kill people, but I can also keep them alive. So why?
Yeah,
like he's just like, why would I kill them? I can make them combat ineffective very easily without killing them. Yeah. So what's the point of killing?
Oh yeah, it's just because we'll get there. It's just hard to talk about it without spoilers, you know?
Yeah.
So, oh wait, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain things. Wait, are we good?
I don't know.
Chad, are we still around? Are we Gucci?
I still hear you, but I'm speaking to you through Discord.
Yeah. I don't know. YouTube does weird things sometimes. Seems fine to me. Okay, because there's like an error message on my studio, so I don't.
They refresh studio.
So YouTube is lying to me. So I see.
They might lie.
Liars.
Don't believe YouTube's lies.
Okay, well,
YouTube is the Todd Howard of streaming platforms.
No, it just works unless it doesn't.
We get through his first fight with a few of the people that were trying to get Maria. Like 3 of them, I think.
Yeah, it's like three guys. He just kind of beats him up real quick. And it's like, oh, this is perfect. Akira, film everything. Film it all. This is gonna be good for the movie, which is like obviously insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, his idea is to film it all. It's gonna be good material for the movie or something. Yeah, there's this 4 guys with Maria. It's like, oh, so he basically learns like, oh, you traitor, you betrayed my father. But it's like, well, he's already dead, so the moral code no longer applies. So where are the goods? So we get a bit more later, but I'm gonna just sum it up now because it's not that complicated.
It's really not.
Basically it is. She is the daughter of the old mob boss, and he knew where all the cocaine is, which is apparently here on this island, but she knows exactly where it should be, in which specific warehouse. And now all the gangs are infighting, and want to take her hostage or take her to let them know where the goods are. That's it. That's why they're here. That's why they taken her here, and that's why there are multiple infighting gang members, Yakuza, whatever they are, wanting to grab
they're
her.
Yakuza.
Yeah. And oh yeah, and then on a timer kinda, because the special unit of someone is about to arrive. The arachnids. It's like, okay, and we will see them.
And they get there. But yeah, no. Now pretty much here is where he has the big fight in the sort of set of stairwells. Like the
not yet. He's currently.
Oh, really?
Well, he's first he dismantles the 4 guys there. I mean, 2 of them off. Well, 3 of them off camera, and in the last one, he disarms them, and also he doesn't kill them again.
Mm-hmm.
Then Maria's trying to run away, but he gets her. Obviously, I could kill you, but obviously I won't. It's like, do you know why? It's like, not really. It's like, well, because I'm an action film actor. It's like, okay. That's all she gets.
Yeah, I mean,
I was going to see if there was.
Well, anything. I mean, I guess that is a way to say I'm not a Yakuza guy or anything. So, like, I'm an action movie actor. I'm not.
Yeah.
I have no interest in hurting you.
Yeah. In the meantime, the other guys that were shooting their film here, or their storyboard, they were running away, trying to get back. And this is where we meet the cringe character that I fucking hate.
Is it
it's Amy.
Is it the one who's like me?
Yeah, it's because she's missing a leg. That's why I hate
you
her.
You racist.
Exactly. Yeah, so oh god, she's so cringe. I hate her so much.
Yeah.
So the guys that were doing the storyboard, they run into the arachnid people. I think they're like not the military. What's the word I'm looking for? Like their assassination squad or something is what they call it, I think.
Yeah, they're the heavy squad of people.
Yeah.
That go in and kill.
Like heavily armed. They have like body armor on. But they also have 2 anime characters in there. Well, 3, I guess.
Yeah.
So we got.
3? Oh yeah, I guess the father.
Yeah, so we got her. This is Amy. She's cringe. I hate her. This is the dad. He's just evil guy. Like he's just the, I don't know, antagonist thingy man. He's the Hans Gruber of the piece. Pretty much. He's also her father. Let me see if I can get the shot. So this is how you see her first. And I was like, oh, Lies of P. I could play that right now. That sounds good. Yeah, she's just standing there menacingly all by herself. And the one guy's like, hey, who are you? We need to get out of here. And he gets close and she just stabs him. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean, that is a serious prosthetic too. Like that's a hip amputation. Like right up at she has no leg.
Yeah.
At least that's the way they're making it look. It doesn't even look like an above knee.
Yeah, then we get to see this guy. Yeah, I think it just gets called Sensei. I don't think he has like an actual name in the movie.
Yeah, I think he's only referred to as Sensei.
Yeah, so he's the final boss. He's the final boss.
Yeah. It's a real life Jeet Kune Do master.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, he's the final boss. He's cool sunglasses, man. He's very strong.
I like this character a lot, actually.
And I think he breaks the one guy's neck or something. Yeah, he does. They run away. They want to shoot him. It's like, no, don't shoot them. The other ones will hear us if you do. And then the dad breaks the neck of the one guy who got stabbed. And yeah, that's our introduction to the Evilman. I'll talk about Amy in a bit. But you know, she's cringe. Right, that's our introduction to those guys. And now I need to switch up the scene again. Because now we're gonna just jump into the action pretty much. Like, we're done setting up for the most part. Let's see. Oh, this is another scene with Maria where they weirdly like spaced out the explanation with her. I wish they would just put them all together in one thing and would then shut the fuck up. There's like this weird pause in between where they have talks, and it's like, I don't really give a shit. Like, these guys are not fleshed out enough for me to care about their weird stories later on.
And the ending factors into a lot of why a lot of these scenes end up being very dumb.
Mm-hmm. Right, but the arachnid people, they arrive properly now. They're at the same in the same place. Because they arrive where the other ones got beat up by Toshiro. And they're like, oh, what's going on here? And obviously these are enemies. Like, they don't find their friendos. They just find these guys here. It's like, hey, what's going on here? And this is where you learn what like Amy's character is. So she just keeps stabbing the one guy in the face. Like, she's like this crazy. She's like the crazy but doesn't show emotion. Like, oh, I'm gonna stab you, but I'm a sociopath, psychopath, whatever. Tell me what's going on.
Sadist, also.
Yeah.
She's like a character from Ichi the Killer. Pretty much any of them.
Yeah, and she stabs a smiley into his cheek. I'm not even sure how exactly she did that, but you know.
She draws it with a little pin knife, like a letter opener looking thing. That's very sharp.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, she's crazy. Ooh, wow. I fucking hate her. She does so many stupid things. I don't care about her at all. Kawaii ooh. No, Snake, stop it. Snake thinks she can fix her. He can fix her.
Oh, I mean, I could fix her, but she is crazy.
I mean, just God, when I see just the way she looks away, it's like, I'm so emotionless. I just God, it's so annoying. I despise characters like these. They're so lame, especially when they're like there's so little about them. It's like, I'm just doing my thing. Whatever.
Has one leg, easily 10 out of 10.
I think you might be biased though.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, this is where they start calling him Toshiro Jackie, like Jackie Chan. Because they
oh, Snakes, I'll fix her good. She needs a hug and an Ativan.
An Ativan? Like was that?
It's a anti-anxiety medication.
Oh.
It's actually they gave me one of those when I had my laser eye surgery. It got me to the point that I was relaxed enough. I didn't really care that they were putting a suction cup on my eye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just like, this is happening. Cool. Hope I see better.
But yeah, they tell him, it's like, yo, this one guy, he beat us up. It's like, oh, but we brought all these guns, and we thought there was going to be a war, so I guess not. And then they shoot them all to death. Then we get more about all the things I already explained about why Maria is here and why they're all here. We can just skip that. Then it's like, hey, our chairman's daughter, the mysterious guy, are targets, and Amy's like, don't do anything to the girl. If she has a scratch, I'm gonna eat your eyeballs or something.
She's edgy, everybody.
Yeah. But there's a reason why she wants her good, and whatever.
Swalpool, yes, that Maria's pretty hot.
I missed it. So now the two martial arts guy and Tony, so they finally got away basically. And then, for some reason here, it's like, oh man, the Toshiro, he was the real deal after all, huh? Oh, if we die anyway, let's just run back and go help. And then that's what they do.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Give it the old college try.
And so it's like, wait, what are you? Okay. So yeah, they just ran away and now they're running back. It's like, sure, I guess. I don't know. I just find it weird that they did it this way. Just find it awkward.
Yeah, these guys could have been more important than they were.
I mean, they just get beat up here in a bit, and that's it.
Yeah. And then they show up just before the final boss fight too. Like then.
Oh yeah.
Or no, yeah, they're the ones who get beaten up by him first.
Yeah, and then later on they're still there to give us more context to things or whatever. But yeah, Toshiro, Akira, and Maria, they're here. It's like, oh, you wait here. Those are professional killers. They need professional response. Okay, well, you guys wait here. And at this point, I was like, oh, that's nice. He actually is like, fuck the movie. I need to get rid of these guys. Like, this is like actually dangerous. But we see Akira holding the phone. It's like, well, I'm not doing that. I have to film all these things. So he's going to do that. So he's going to leave Maria alone up in the vents or wherever they're hiding.
Yeah, and then this fight scene is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. I like this one. I actually rewatched it because I rewatched it earlier because I wasn't sure about one thing, but it's actually alright. Because there was one thing where on my first watch it looked like the guy was like standing there for longer than he actually was. So I just rewatched. It's like, oh no, it's fine. It's not that bad.
There's a few scenes too where he staggers someone that's off camera for a bit, and you kind of start thinking, oh, why isn't that guy attacking? But then it pans back over to them, and you see them like kind of still reeling from the hit. So I'm like, oh, okay, well.
I've seen a couple of scenes where they just kind of fuck around in the back though, where it's like, not yet. It's like,
the only thing that bothers me during the flashlight deal.
The flashlight deal has too many enemies. That's my problem.
Yeah,
that's too many of them.
Yeah, it was such a good fight though. I was like, oh my god, this is so creative. I mean, because I could see it working really well.
So a thing he does in these things, which is something I don't think I've seen done this way before, and if I did, I forgot. So maybe people remind me, which I quite like. So. Normally what they do in these movies when they have to fight people with actually hang on, I should probably set the stage. So we're doing this thing here. So we have a lot of catwalks and like railways and stuff. Let me show you on screen here. So we got all these things here. So a lot of narrow spaces, like you see all these soldiers checking their individual places. They're all kind of split up into like teams of 2 or 3. I think 3 is the most at one point. Doesn't matter, but they're like split up. There's not a lot of space, so you can kind of funnel them to fight them all kind of individually. So that's already kind of good way to separate them and make it
using stealth too. Like,
yeah, because
he's taking out a couple guys and then moving and going somewhere else.
Exactly. There's more of these shots where they just kind of go through things. Looks kind of neat.
Yeah, I think this would have been a drone.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, he just kind of knocks out a couple of them stealthily and just gets 2 of them. Let's see here. Let me see if I can show a little bit of this. So he gets... around the corner, gets his weapon kind of way, and he uses it. Yeah. So as you can see, he uses the other guy as a shield. So in other movies, his friend would have just fucking shot his friend, you know? But what happens in this movie, they don't want to shoot each other. So he can actually use people as shields for other people not to shoot him immediately. That's something I really like. It's like, oh, normally they just... Like, you have 7 people shooting into one of their teammates, hoping they connect a shot with the guy behind them. Obviously, they would, especially with these guns, but they don't want to shoot their friends. So you can actually use them as a shield without letting them be killed. So that's actually...
this fight is probably the most Metal Gear CQC-ish fight.
Yeah.
Like the specifically things you can do in Metal Gear games, like grab a person in the middle of a grapple and then use them as a human shield, which the AI reacts to, and like it's all quite good for Metal Gear fans. This scene,
right? So he kind of gets rid of the other one, immediately goes to sweep away the other gun, and just kind of use it to punch them in the face.
Yeah.
No, it's not too bad, not too bad. But then he does the thing where he just throws a gun at someone and just kind of, I don't know, incapacitates them or something. I always found that weird. I never liked that. I think it's silly.
I mean, guns, like if you whip a rifle at a person and hit them in the face, they're going down.
I mean, yeah, but he doesn't throw it very hard here. Like he just kind of goes like, eh, and he's like, ah.
Fair enough.
I mean, I've seen scenes where they just kind of really like haul from the back and go like, I was like, yeah, I can see that. But when you just kind of...
Yeah, more like a javelin throw.
Yeah, but when you just kind of go like, throw it with a velocity, not a velocity, like a force where it's like, here, catch that, you know?
Like a lob, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a catchable throw.
But, yeah, he uses more people as a shield, and then just kind of goes back into hiding.
Yeah.
And knocks people out. And I think then he's got the fight with... Yeah, he's got the fight in a little bigger area where he just kind of quickly goes back.
But it's only 2 enemies.
It's like 2 or 3, yeah. And he kind of uses magazines as like things to...
So that was the guy I was talking about that he staggered. And like it seems like, man, where's this guy going? How hasn't he gotten up? And... wait for the next time you see him, and you'll see that he's like still kind of on the ground and trying to get himself up. And then now he's like back in action. At first, oh wait, no, there he is. You're right, it is 3 guys. Sorry, I'm looking at it through the overlay.
That's this one thing though. He like grabs a bullet out of the magazine and just puts it in the back of the guy and just
stabs him with it.
Punches him with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess he probably like threw it into a nerve cluster or something, and that just made the guy like collapse. But he stabs a 5.56 round into a guy, into his back.
See, he does this. Chat, look at this. He does this. And I guess that works. I don't know. I think that's bullshit.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know, man. If you held up a bullet like it was a nail and then hit it with that much force. Remember, this is also a guy that can do the 0 range thing, and that wasn't a 0 range. That he wound up for that one. Yeah, you could definitely pierce skin with it.
I mean, sure, yeah, you can pierce skin with it. I don't know if it would knock him out like this. It's kind of weird. It's just I just find it silly.
Yeah, that part I think like the nerve cluster was me figuring out a way that could possibly happen, and it's the only thing that really makes sense.
No. But yeah, he knocked all those people out. And then he does like the action movie thing, where someone is on the walkie-talkie and it's like, "Hey, can you hear me?" Like he's talking to the dad.
Yeah, it is just a scene from Die Hard at this point. Like it's. So
it's kind of funny to think about because we're kind of breezing through the movie right now because currently it's like pretty straightforward. Like it's like, yeah, there's like action, there's bad guys, we have our guy who beats people up, you know, pretty straightforward. So there's not even like
at least now it is very straightforward and
it's
working,
not going too crazy. Let's talk about the action and stuff. It's yeah. You're right. That's this one thing. Like the dad guy, the character, the boss man. I think I call him boss man most of the time in my notes. He's like, oh, I hated when my men get injured for nothing. And at first, like, oh, that's nice. He actually cares about his people. But later he shoots 2 of them, so that got thrown out of the window.
Yeah, that kind of falls apart.
That made me really sad. It was like, oh, that's kind of nice that he actually cares about his men. And then it's like, oh, wait, no. Because he tells like, oh, if you want to go now without pay, you can go. And then 2 of them want to go and just shoots them. It's like, oh, okay. Fuck that then. But you always ask him, who are you? Are you like a paid actor? I was about to say. It's a little XQC there. You're like a hired assassin or something. He's like, oh, no, not really. It's like, oh, are you a cop? No. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, just trying to meet my fans' expectations. It's like, oh, yeah, okay.
How do you know Maria? She's a fan.
She's
and then
he
drops the button, and then he like shoots off the screen. I found that pretty funny.
Yeah, because I just realized you actually see more people arriving where the shots were fired in the background. I just saw that.
Yeah.
Because there's people arriving. It's like, oh, looking forward to see you later. And yeah.
Yeah, it's Amy that asked him about, or Ami that asked him about how he knows Maria, and he says she's a fan.
Yeah. What is next? Oh yeah, we're just straight into the next action scene. Just some more people. Oh, this actually this one is kind of nice. There's like a team of 4. He grabs the first one, makes him go unconscious, and he just kind of follows the other 3 behind them, like he's part of the team. Like he just walks slowly behind them. And then he throws one of them. Yeah, I think throws the mag into the dark, and they're like, "Oh, what was that?" And he just kind of goes to do it. That's actually the scene where it's like, couldn't you just shot him pretty easily? But it's just fast enough that I can buy it. Because he knocks out the first one. Then he, like the other guy is still, he's about to turn around. He gets kind of pushed by the second one he beats up. And he's about to turn around, but he gets like kind of pushed into the knee, buckles, and right up. So I think the gun is kind of bending there. I think it's a plastic gun or something. Do you see that on the screen?
A rubber prop weapon.
Yeah, likely. It just goes kind of down. I just paused that. And yeah, like he is about to very quickly go to aim and shoot him, but he just kind of knocks up. Oh my god, that gun is really bent. It just kind of knocks it up and just kind of tugs on him. So yeah, it's fast enough that I think that's believable.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
Yeah. It's always kind of hard when you do notes and pause in between. It's kind of like, oh, was it actually like long, or did it just pause here and took notes for 5 minutes and just thought it was long? You know?
Yeah, that's possible.
That's why sometimes I just need to go back and just rewatch the scenes specifically. But yeah, again, he just uses the guy as a shield, so nobody shoots him. And then oh yeah, oh, he gets like this adjustable wrench now. Yeah, that's like, this is his weapon.
Oh
yeah. And he just kind of beats the piss out of the people with that, and just he keeps using people as shield as well, so he doesn't get shot. Here's one of the parts where I think he could have just been straight up shot in the head pretty easily, because you see, hang on,
yeah,
let me get this.
I saw it.
Because there's like 3 or 4 people coming down the stairs, so you see them come down here. Ooh, hang on. Ah, god damn it. And you can see here, you can see the gun still here, like it pans over, and you see Toshiro's right up there. So we pan away, and just does this. The guy is still right. He hasn't been touched at all, and he had his gun up, so he's dead.
Yeah, sure.
He's super dead. Like, he's like next to him. Like, I could have made that shot without ever touching a gun in my life. Like, it's like right next to him. So, yeah, that's one of the parts.
Yeah, that could have been shot better.
He should have definitely been dead. And there's like another person behind him still, I think. But yeah, no, wait, there's 2. The other 2 went the other way. And then they also do like this weird thing. So this is like the thing. I think this is all choreographed really well. But I question the fight choices by the enemies. Because he uses the one guy as a shield, and then all the other 3 go like, fine, we all use our knives. It's like, no, can you like split up? Like 2 use a knife and the other one wait for a shot or something? It seems like the more smart thing to do, right? But then we get really cool CQC fight. So I think it's dumb and stupid, but it looks really cool. So, you know what? I allow the rule of cool here for this time.
Yeah.
Because it's like super hectic. It's actually, the thing is, it's well shot, but it's still kind of hectic and hard to follow because there's like so much going on. Like there's 5 people going back, like up and down. He like throws them down. The next one comes around, he throws that one down, blocks the thing.
And he's making an effort to position so that them taking turns makes a little bit more sense than if they were just all around him too. Like he's constantly moving back and around into corners and shifting where he is and grouping them differently.
Yeah, so you can see he goes like bam, then the next one, and then there's another one. I was need to be careful with copyright, obviously. God, I wish I could just show these. It's always dumb when you do like action stuff and you can't really just show it. But yeah, he just moves around a lot. Like he's moving around. He's not in one place. It doesn't seem like there's like only one person at a time he has to fight. I think later in the flashlight scene, I had more of a problem with people just not like lining up to be beat up next because there's too many. There's too many of them.
I the only way I can buy it is that the blindness from the light was keeping them so that they didn't even know where he was for a second or two, so that because he does make an effort to constantly be incapacitating them with the light. So, but I mean I don't know. It doesn't make it perfect at the same time.
No. But yeah, and then there's only one guy left, and then he does something really fucked. So he adjusts the wrench, and I think what he does is just breaks both of his collarbones with it.
Yeah, he breaks his collarbone, and then I think he breaks his ankle.
No, I think he just goes for the one collarbone and then the other one. He might just do another thing. So he uses the wrench, just goes right in there, and just kind of does like his little wave style, and he goes like,
oh yeah, it's pretty
rough.
Brutal.
Like look at the guy's eyes. It's like, oh shit, he's gonna do the other one too. Yeah, so he's definitely incapacitated for sure. But yeah, good. It's a fun fight scene. It's good. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun stuff. Not bad at all. And yeah, he just does something to the ankle, you're right. And now he gets the torch, flashlight, whatever it is in your country. Pick one.
Flashlight.
Well, for me, it's a Taschenlampe. But basically translate to pocket lamp, pocket light.
I mean, yeah, that works. Mm-hmm. If you said, hey, throw me your pocket light, I would know exactly what you're talking about if I have a flashlight on.
Yeah. Anal light? I don't have one of those. Those seem dangerous. Yeah, now the boss man follow them. And Toshiro even did like apparently a little arrow to show them where he is. To kind of lure him into the thing, I guess is the idea. I don't know. I'm not sure why he did it. I mean, he definitely wants to fight them. I don't know if he knew there's a flammable area over there. I think he was just teasing them and trying to get them to where he can position himself well. I'm trying to think, was there anything else here? Oh yeah, this is where he's like, you can leave now with no pay. You have 3 seconds, and then they're about to leave, and he just shoots them. It's like, oh yeah, he's evil, I guess. Yeah. It's just lame. But the other 2 get more pay, apparently. So, hooray for them. Good job, lads. You did it.
Yeah, this is the part that made it not make sense when he cared about his guys getting injured.
Yeah, made me sad because I was like, oh, that's a nice little touch. He actually cares about his people. It's not just evil man. And then this happens. It's like, oh, fuck, damn it. Okay, what's next? Oh yeah, we get a scene between Akira and Maria where Akira tells her, oh, I've been bullied as a child and that's why I wanted to train with the action heroes, and I became the student of Toshiro. And she is like something, I was always surrounded by menacing men because she's a daughter of a mobster, blah, blah. I just don't give a shit. I'm sorry.
0 out of 10, woke garbage.
Woke. It's just like, yeah, that's all sad, I think, but I don't care. I just want to see more. We're in the action part now. You had your chance to set up things. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems unnecessary. It's not necessarily bad or anything. It's like, oh, I live with prejudice all my life. I had to follow the right path more than anyone else. I had no idea who I really was. I guess that's like
it kind of gets ties in a bit to with the scene with Amy. Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. But now he's going back. It's like, I have unfinished business. And obviously he's holding the phone. It's like, I'm gonna go do more movies. And the two martial arts guys who was like, we going back to help, they find Maria randomly, and now they're together. Hooray! And misogynistic of you, Mootle. I'm sorry, just don't give a shit. Things I don't give a shit about Akira's story as well, so... So your meme doesn't even work. Get wrecked. And yeah, now we get that the torch flashlight scene. So the idea in this scene is, which is kind of cool, I think. He uses the very bright I guess it's a tactical flashlight you would put on a gun or a rifle, I assume. I think it's about the same. And he uses it to blind the people to get an advantage. And as we've already alluded a couple of times, I like the idea. It looks well executed, but there's just way too many enemies here and a way too wide area, I think. Like, I'm trying to get a good shot to show you how many there are, because there's probably like 7 or 8 right now.
It'll probably be after they throw the glow sticks.
Well, actually, I have one right here, like, because the amount of so let's see here. So you can see here, it's like 1, 2, 3. I think there's let's pretend there's no one behind you. There might be one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You already pushed down like 2 other people. So it's like 7 or 8 people right here. And just this sweep, and that's enough to, like, everybody goes like, I'm falling down. Which it's just, no, I don't buy it. That's just, no. I'm sorry. Because in the scene he goes like really close and blinds him like straight in the eyes and goes like do. It's like, yeah, that's very confusing. But just getting swept, I've been swept by very bright lights before, you know. It's just like, that's annoying.
In a dark area like that, it would really hit you hard though.
Yeah, but you wouldn't fall over.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like, it still wouldn't be it wouldn't take that long to get you bearings again. And considering there's like 6 or 7 people here now, like one of them is going to be fine pretty quickly, I'd say.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it would have worked way better if it would be another tight area, you know, where it just kind of goes behind behind cover and stuff. It still looks good, but I don't know, because I like the idea of using the flashlight to confuse the enemies, but there's too many.
Yeah, I don't.
Especially when they start because they throw down like the glowy lights.
Yeah. The scene I think worked a lot better without the glow sticks, but I guess they just, like, for the movie they wanted to let you see it a little bit better.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the guy he already has, and now it's pretty bright now, so that kind of lessens the impact of the light as well. Even if we go with the it's dark now, it's dark and it's hard to adjust. Also, this is where we see it's like, oh, it's a flammable area, which, wow, lucky they didn't shoot before this and just blow everybody up. Because now it's like, oh, it's flammable. Get all your knives out. We're gonna stab him. And, well, now we just have more hand-to-hand things going on. And, yeah, this is... again, I kind of like the look of it, but there's too many things in the background or off camera where I'm like, yeah, I know there's more people. Like, you didn't fool me as well with this one.
Yeah, I like the use of the weapon though. Like, I think that flashlight as a disorientation weapon is something I've not seen in nearly enough films, and yeah. So overall, I enjoyed this scene, but you're right, it has a lot of problems compared to the others, especially.
And this is not even the only people that arrive. There's like 4 or 5 more that get there as a reinforcement. So there's a lot of enemies. And I guess at some point he can't really turn it on and off anymore, and he does like this weird thing, like he's wielding a sword. I guess it's like
well, he's hiding the light against his body.
Fun fact: knives are incredibly hard to defend against. So more dudes would probably be too much. Oh, there's so many at some point. Like, even if they wouldn't have knives, if they would just go in there like all at once, you would probably be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I think. Because there's lots and lots of enemies. But yeah, he does like some cool things here. Like I like this one where he puts the torch like here, and then he does like this. And that's like the confusing thing. Like, he goes up with the leg, I think, here in a second. Goes like this, stops, it's like, huh? Then blinds him, and then kicks him. It's like, that's cool. Do more of this. This is awesome. But also there's a guy right behind him. He should have probably stabbed him at the time. But, it looked cool. Mm-hmm. It's like multiple things of confusion. Like, he puts his leg up. The guy was like, oh shit. But he stops, then gets shined in the eyes, and then he uses the leg he puts up to kick him. It's like, yeah, awesome. That's neat. I like that.
Yeah. Because he was expecting the kick, instead he got the light, and that was just disorienting enough to ensure that the kick lands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then there's more people. He beats them all up. Now it's just more of the same-ish, but it looks really good. Like, he's just moving around, trying to keep control of everything, and just kind of beats them all up with the flashlight and stuff. I think the last guy, he puts the flashlight in his mouth, and it just kind of knocks him over on his face.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Yeah. Still fun to watch, though. Oh god, now we have more stuff with Amy, or Amy, whatever they call her. So they're like in front of like a big furnace or something. I have so many questions.
I wasn't sure why the area was flammable.
What is flammable with zinc? Is zinc flammable? I don't know. I guess I assume it's like
actually, I couldn't tell you. I've never tried burning zinc.
Zinc flammable, because I just thought it was just a big furnace or something. Oh,
magnesium is.
Apparently zinc powder is highly flammable. Well, there you go.
Okay.
May ignite spontaneously on contact with air. Oh, that's fun.
Shit, son.
I don't know, some things are oddly flammable. Yeah, sometimes. Doesn't really matter though. So apparently this was like still running until a few years ago, is what they say. So I don't even. So this is like really weird. She's like, "Do you have a lighter?" I was like, "What is she? Does she want to turn on the lights or something? What are we doing?" The boss man in the meantime finds the other guys being beat up. He's like, "Ah, Jackie, you piece of shit," because they keep calling him Jackie. For Jackie Chan, because he says he's an actor. Then you get this shot where I'm just like, just die already. I hate you. It's like, oh, I'm looking sideways on the flame. I'm a psycho. I hate her character so much. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Some men just want to watch the world burn, sir.
She's like, here, Daddy, I got a present for you. And she throws the lighter into the shaft, tube, whatever it is. and it just explodes a thing downstairs where everything is flammable, and all she manages to do is just fucking kills everybody downstairs of her own men, except the dad, because he's a character, so he got armor.
Yeah, and also the guy burned a little.
Also, the guy upstairs who was just chilling with her gets burned because I don't know why. Just because. So, multiple things. 1, what the fuck is wrong with you? 2, how did you know that would even help them downstairs? Did you know this goes all the way down there and would just explode this fucking reactor thingy furnace control unit? 3, did you plan on just fucking killing everybody downstairs, including your father?
I mean, that seems to be what her plan was.
I guess so.
She's that edgy.
I was like, oh, I'm just gonna throw this down there and hope he's gonna like the present. And then the guy upstairs dies because whatever. We want to see someone on fire, I guess.
Yeah, that was an excuse for a man on fire stunt.
So yeah, it doesn't do anything to Toshiro, by the way. He's already gone. So she only managed to blow up everybody downstairs. Horribly. So yeah, that's
She
fun.
called in an orbital strike right on top of the team.
Does she have daddy issues? Might be chat's type then. Yes.
You can fix her, guys. I believe in you.
Yeah. So yeah, she blows them all up. When I saw that scene happening, I was about to close the movie for the day and just call it a day. just like, Jesus Christ, why did you do that? But I had a job to do, so I pressed on. But yeah, that was just stupid and cringe, and I hate her. I hate her so much. But yeah, we got the two martial art dudes, the stuntman and Maria. They were trying to get away. But
they run into Final Boss Man.
They run into the Final Boss Man. And well, they basically just get beat up. Well, they're about to get shot, but Tony, the stunt director, he comes in flying with a screaming dropkick, which is kind of funny. He goes like, "Yeah!" and just
well, I love what he says to him afterwards too. It's like, don't yell before you attack.
Well, let me see if I can get it. It looks really funny, I swear. It looks like out of an old action movie. He goes like, okay, hang on. It's like, get back. Oh god, it's longer than I thought. Sorry guys, I need to be careful with copyright, obviously. You're like, wow. It's just so funny. Like, you can tell he just jumped up and he doesn't do any distance, but they cut it away. So he just gets knocked out. It looks really funny.
Doesn't look like a very functional strike.
No, he looks even surprised, like, yo, that worked, sick. He's about to grab the gun, and then the boss man is like, don't yell before you attack.
He's like, that's so dumb.
Don't yell before you attack. It's just like, yeah, that's good advice.
A little bit of subtle criticism for the young martial artist.
Yeah,
who clearly got lucky with one kick, but maybe can't fight all that well for real.
Because now we established that this guy is like a super good fighter as well. Like, they try to get a strike in, but they just get beat up, basically. They just get shit on. I mean, yeah, that's what happens. I don't think I missed anything. They just beats all three of them up and captures them.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's basically just to establish, yeah, he's a good fighter too. He's gonna be the end boss. That's it.
Yeah, little showcase for the muscle villain.
Yeah, I wish we would have seen more of him throughout the movie. To be honest.
Yeah,
I think it would have been cool. But we only have Toshiro, so there's no one. We don't have a friendly mid boss, for lack of a better term. Like, we don't have this other strong guy who's been dealing with other things that goes into him, has a good fight with him. We just have these three, goons that are still here.
And the best thing he ever did was that one kick.
Oh yeah, this in context, this scene is also weird. So we see Akira, he just goes down the stairs and he just fucking falls over because he's clumsy or something, drops the phone, and he has to hide before the dad is here because he's fine after all the fire. He just has a little phlegm in his face. It's like, wow.
I mean, I think this is only here to be your first hint.
I mean, we get a specific scene, but just in context later, it's like, oh, I guess Akira just fell over here, so he drops the phone. But yeah,
they look at it and they say, "This is Toshiro's phone."
Yeah, he sees the phone, he picks it up. Yeah, he sees it's like filming. Then we see there's also Toshiro's interview on there from 10 years ago. Then Maria's getting captured. Amy is like, "Oh, I'm crazy. Tell us where the drugs are." Oh yeah, because it's cocaine they're looking for. That we just called them goods. They're looking for cocaine. He's like, "Don't kill these guys. They help me." I'm like, okay, no problem. And they actually don't kill him, which is like, okay, that's nice, I guess. Then Bossman looks at his phone. We see the footage of Toshiro's interview and also him doing the other show earlier. And then he just kind of beats up the Bossman. I think he punched him in the nuts. No, in the leg. So I thought he just punched him in the dick. It would be funny. And he grabs his phone back. No, not yet. The dad, boss man, he just throws a flashbang, like right in front of him. So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna hide away," and that's how he gets away.
I mean,
he's like, "Oh,
that'll do it."
Yeah, that'll do it for sure. So then we get Chad. This is gonna be a first hint at what's happening here. He looks at the phone. Toshiro is, and he sees this like in real time. He sees himself, like himself from behind him, right?
Yeah, this part was so bizarre.
And then he turns around and we cut to Akira. What could it mean? I was very confused when this happened.
Yeah, I really didn't know where they were going with it, and I kind of wished it was just a weird moment in the movie.
Yep. Because that feels like we're doing a horror thing all of a sudden. It's like, what's going on? But yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it there. It's gonna get wild here in a second. Then Amy and Maria have a talk because Maria's like, "How did you like your father?" It's like, okay.
Yeah, and I guess this was what we're referring to as this probably being the purpose of Maria's other talk, where she gives her backstory.
Yeah, and then
I think they just needed it because they wanted this scene.
Yeah, but I don't care. But it's like, oh, I love my daddy, but he made 2 mistakes. One, he killed mom in an accident, and I also lost this leg. And 2, he made someone like me. God, I was cringing out of my seat.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And she says like, ugh, gross.
Hey, look, I mean, I think we learned in John Wick that even when I really enjoy an action movie, I'm not gonna go to the mattresses for when it totally sucks. Yeah. And this was one of those moments that was not very good.
So she brings them to the warehouse where all the drugs are supposed to be, but there's no drugs here. Oh no. And then I was like, well, my daddy's gonna be disappointed, but I don't care because all I actually wanted is not the cocaine. I just wanted you because you understand me. You're a mobster daughter like I am. So we can be friends, right? I was like, what the fuck?
Why is so this strange?
Why is this here?
Like it was like the real goal of what is effectively the main villain of the film was she just wanted a friend.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And Maria's like, no, fuck off. You're a crazy psycho killer. Leave me alone.
yeah. She tells her straight up. I would have played along for a little, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, probably just to get to safety.
Well, I mean, yeah, like you figure it's like, okay, well, if she really just wants to be my friend, I can definitely at least get out of this situation if I play along.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, you're a crazy psycho killer. And she's like, oh, now I'm sad. And then the dad...
I'm gonna turn into a crazy psycho killer just because you hurt my feelings.
Yeah, she even does a little cry. Just a little cry. Little cry, baby. Little Amy does a little cry. What a bitch. I don't know why I did a Trump impression there. Like I'm losing my mind. It was like, oh, Amy, what a bitch. That's like a Sunday evenings like this. They just get you. Was like, hey, where's all the drugs? Like, oh, well, they're not here. And then he gets all angry. I was like, don't mock me. Where are the drugs? He even strikes Maria in the face. Like, oh my God, he's so angry. And Amy's like, don't do that. And he even shoves Amy
hit her
down.
Girlfriend.
It's like, whoa. And then...
Yeah, like, I mean, I didn't know how he thought Amy was going to react to that.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Amy's like, told you to stop. Then she stabs his hand and just kind of cuts it open.
Yeah, it cuts his hand halfway open. It's turns him into a Pac-Man, like his palm.
Yeah, look
Pac-Man
at this
palm.
Chat. It's nasty and disgusting. There's blood everywhere, and he just falls over. He's out for now.
See, it looks like Pac-Man.
Oh,
it's Pac-Man
right.
palm.
It's like, yeah, blah, blah. You said you do whatever you wanted. Nobody cares, though. Because we have to do... Oh, God, jeez. Okay, I want to ask you this. Is there any practical reason to stand like this when you have only one leg? Because this look like... What?
No. That's actually... I was going to mention this, actually. Biggest problem in the movie, because she would not be able to turn her ankle like that. If she wanted to make that look more realistic, they should have put her in a brace that kept it rigid, like a big right angle where you just, down to your foot. And then she would be balancing on the medial aspect of her foot, like the bone that has your big toe at the end of it. Like but there isn't a bone because it's a prosthetic leg. But yeah, no, that chick doesn't have one leg. She's got a perfectly functional ankle right there.
Wow, an imposter. We got you.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I don't think that only amputees can play amputees. You can throw a prosthetic limb, I don't know, effect on whoever you want. I'm okay with it.
Mark, this could have been your role. You could have been Amy.
I mean, I think I would have been okay at it.
Oh yeah, I think so too. And now we get the fucking best thing in the whole movie, because we get the boss fight, and it's fucking awesome. I love it. I love it. It's
beautiful,
awesome.
Beautiful fight.
There's I should probably mention the music in this movie is not great. I think it's very generic.
Yeah, fair.
But what they do in this fight, there's no music in the beginning. It's just, you just hear them fight and do the grabs, and it's really cool. I love that choice. And it's shot very well. You can see everything. It's super fast paced.
It's clearly two guys who really, really know martial arts well.
Yeah, it's really cool. If you don't want to see anything of this movie, go watch this fight scene. It's really good. Because they start kind of slow-ish. And it's like a little feeling out process in the beginning, and then the boss man is like, "Oh shit, he's like an actual fighter," and he just kind of goes into position, starts like jumping in place.
He goes from not realizing he doesn't have to go easy on him to just full blown respecting him by the end.
Yeah, I'm trying to find like the specific part. I think this is after Toshiro gets struck for the first time. Because there's like a section where they go super ham with the strikes. Oh, I think that's where it was. Oh shit, hang on. Let me see. I want to do it with sound here. Hang on. Gotta be careful here. Because it goes like super quick and it's awesome. Fucking, where is it? I'm scared to go long. Let me do. Yeah, there's like one of the scenes. It looks like, and they do this like a couple of times. I wish I could just show it. Like, YouTube, don't be such a dick. It's so hard to actually show like action scenes.
I mean, I as much as like a lot of the stuff is kind of dumb in it, I still think this is a movie you should probably watch if you like action movies.
Yeah, it's 1.5 hours. It goes by pretty quickly. I think it's still worth a watch for sure. The action is quite good.
And we just want to show it off so that we can send more people towards watching it. YouTube.
Yeah, it's just again, just they know how to shoot those. Like, oh, actually, I think this is the thing I was thinking of. It's like, yeah, right after he gets struck. So it's right the first time. I should have just gone with my gut feeling. Because he gets struck and then it's like, okay, time for serious mode. And then like we go ham. It's like,
oh yeah, and the
bam. Like, look, it's just, oh, it's so nice. It looks so satisfying because the camera is like far enough away you can see both people. They do their moves. You can tell they're actually doing something. They know what they're doing. It feels real. It looks real. It's just that's how I like my martial arts action movie stuff. It's like
still the angle's still close up enough too that they're giant in the frame.
Yeah.
Like they're taking up most of the frame, and you can still see everything they're doing because you can see most of their bodies. You just can't see below their like waist, I guess here.
Yeah.
For that shot, but I don't know.
Yeah, because
it's not confusing to watch.
No, and they go like they go ham and fast for like probably like 30-45 seconds. With those strikes, it's really cool, and none of them really gets like an upper hand until like one of them makes like a small mistake and they get like struck.
I mean the upper hand I guess is given when Sensei kicks off his shoe.
Yeah.
And then the shoe is basically almost the same way that Toshiro uses the flashlight, in that he kicks off the shoe and then Toshiro's eye is on the shoe, but then the bare foot hits him in the face.
Yeah, because it seems like he seems to be some kind of 1%. I think that's the idea we're going for here. He's like a 1%er in his field, apparently. Like he has like the kicks, like a jiu-jitsu style almost. I don't know my martial arts styles, to be honest.
Jeet Kune Do is what this guy does.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it earlier.
Bruce Lee's martial art.
Like he does a lot of kicks and like he's like super lethal with kicks. Like he can like deal a lot of damage with it, and he like switches completely to just kicks or almost only kicks in the second half of the fight. And it's just really nice to watch. It's just really well choreographed. It's one-on-ones in these movies like always work the best, I feel like. It's just always nice. There's not other people you have to care about, and you can see what they're doing. You have all these shots. It's just nice. Go check this fight out at least. It's very good. It's very good.
Mm-hmm. Strong recommend.
Yeah.
I think it ends like a Yakuza game also.
So yeah, so they go for a while. I think it's like a 5-minute long fight.
Yeah, it's a pretty lengthy fight. It's a good chunk of time.
I actually kind of wish they wouldn't have started playing music towards the end. I wish it would have been without music the whole time. I would have preferred that personally, because I don't really like the music. I think it's kind of generic and lame.
Well, I mean, because a lot of this fight just like it's like two masters sparring, like, and it's really cool to watch.
Like they're both winded towards the end. So this is where I see. I know what they're going for here, but I needed more. So the fight ends. They're like both exhausted. Like both of them have damage, get scratched, whatever, got punched. And all of a sudden, the dad is back, has a gun. He tries to shoot Toshiro in the back, and Sensei pushes him away, saves him. And see, I know what they're going for. It's like, oh, he has a respect for him because he's a master of the other field, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I wish we could have seen something from Sensei during the rest of the movie where we get like an impression that he's looking for some fight or whatever, because he's just been a henchman this whole time, basically, without saying anything. He's just doing his job. So yeah, I think we needed something more here. Like I said, I understand what they were going for, but I don't know, just kind of doesn't fit as well with the.
Well, I think they probably thought they set it up well enough with the fight against Tony, and like that the guy he doesn't even really see the point of fighting them. It's almost like you guys can't.
Yeah.
You're not on my level at all. Like, just stop.
Right.
But Toshiro is like clearly, yeah. Like this guy should be alive. You know, like don't shoot him. He's really talented.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dead. But he also the dad boss man, he hit the ceiling with the gun, and it's raining, it's snowing cocaine, because apparently that mobster guy, he hit all the cocaine in the ceiling, the tapestry or whatever it is. And then,
and so the next thing though that they do was bizarre to me, because instead of plugging that hole and being like, okay, we know where the cocaine is, let's figure out a way to
more
get
holes
this.
in the ceiling.
Yeah, they shoot like 10 holes. I'm like, dude, like you're just, it's all getting on the floor and getting mixed up with all manner of dirt that it wasn't exposed to a moment ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, assuming it might have been cleaned in there, you don't know what it's lined with, right? Was it vacuum sealed?
No.
You just shot holes into it. Yeah. But yeah, they're like, okay, we found the cocaine, so all is well.
So, we, after this amazing action scene, the amazing 1v1, Amy is like, well, that's donezo, Mr. Film Man. The credits are rolling. I got a gun. I'm gonna shoot you. Akira's behind him. Is like, hey, what are you doing here? It's like, oh, you know, it's time for you to change. Times are changing. It's like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, this was so bizarre.
And it's like, oh, you told me about the 1%ers and those who've gone all the way. I was like, okay. And if you want to become one, you need to change. Meaning, you need to kill the bitch. Like,
yeah, he's trying to talk him into killing her, and he's like, what? Like, I was why is Toshiro not just like, no, I could just break both of her arms and legs like I did with most of the other people.
Yeah, and they pretend like it was this this was like the whole time. This was like the barrier I had to break. It's like, why? He was winning the whole time.
It was never a thing before. At no point was it ever like, yeah, now you need to kill.
Yeah, because we showed him that he is hesitant to kill, because he about to was like, oh, I actually don't need to, because like I'm already winning.
Yeah, I could take them down non-lethally, and it's just as easy. So why kill?
Yeah. So all of a sudden, there's like, oh, you want to be a real 1%, you need to do that. And then he's like, let me be the catalyst, and he just walks right in front of Amy. Come on, shoot me. And she's like, okay. And he gets shot in the head, and then we do the wave dodging Heimers, and he's about to choke her out. It's like, oh, you killed my apprentice, you bitch. And then we go like schizo mode here for a second. So he does, so he's about to choke her out, and then we hear like, cut. I was like,
yep,
what? We see all the crew going around. At this point, it's like, are we actually doing that? This was like not actually happening this whole time.
It's not even nighttime either. It's daylight outside.
Like, is this actually what we're doing? Like, what the fuck is happening? You know, like this is like, okay, that might be a thing we are doing. It's like, oh, blah blah blah. Oh, good job. And he's like, oh, Mr. Shin, I was thinking that maybe I don't need to kill her. Blah blah blah. He's like, yeah, but, you know, kill the bad guy and everybody is happy and we got a good movie. And it's like, hey, where's but if Akira gets killed, using that as a trigger, it's like, Toshiro, who the fuck is Akira?
Yeah.
Like, huh?
And then so it's like we get twist number 1. And
which wasn't actually a twist.
It was a fake out.
It was a fake
and
out.
And then we get twist number 2.
And then Maria goes like, if you kill her, you'll be no different, blah, blah, blah. It's like, And then he kind of runs around confused, like, Akira, where are you? It's like, you two are here now. I can't find Akira anywhere. Do you know where he is? And then he's like, see, it's just like we said. He really does believe it's true. And then it's like, Akira, he's not real. That's like a person.
He's never been real.
Made up in his mind, so he doesn't go fully insane, apparently.
Yeah, it was his outlet to keep him busy. Like he was talking to an imaginary apprentice about his fighting style, about his plans for movies, and it was really just him thinking it out loud the entire time to an imaginary friend.
And you see this, and it's like...
But I mean, the thing is, like the thing I have the most problem with it, and it was so much worse when I watched it a second time too than it was the first, because every single time that Akira is like talking to Maria, I'm just like, he's not even like, how is she talking to him when Toshiro's not even there?
Well, I think the idea
I couldn't wrap my head around that.
Well, I think the idea is that it's not Akira, is Toshiro, who came back to check on Maria for a bit and then went away.
So is Toshiro the one that fell down the stairs? Like,
yes,
did that actually
happen? That's why I pointed that out. Apparently, Toshiro just randomly fell down the stairs to lose his fucking phone.
Wow. Yeah, that's rough, man. I think that this was a bad call for the end of this movie.
Yeah. Also, who did he shoot in the
training?
So he just shot the air in this training montage later. But then also, nobody shot him while he was alone in his dojo. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. No. And I don't know why we did this. We had a perfectly fine, stupid action movie to enjoy.
Yeah, no, it was.
And then how did you
fine mediocre action movie that had great fight scenes?
Yeah, and how did you put it? And all of a sudden it tried to be Fight Club or something. I think that's what you said.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they do the Fight Club in it, but also to Shin, he starts saying, he's like, what if we take the last half and do an exploration of the main character's psyche? Yeah. And the second he said that, I was like, oh my god, are they gonna then do like a Wayne's World thing where it's like, let's do the mega happy ending, Garth? Like, and then they kind of did. They did the exploration of the main character's psyche ending.
Yeah, but we don't even like, we never start showing like, oh, he's like probably like, we know he's frustrated with like the state of the action movie universe, Hollywood, whatever the equivalent thing is in Japan or whatever. Like, he just wants to make cool action movies, and everybody just wants to see these flashy, dumb explosion movies that kind of suck, and I just want to do some real cool action stuff. But apparently it drove him so fucking insane that he created this alter ego in his brain to keep him sane. And I assume this is the reason why the two left, because like, he's just talking to this random person that doesn't exist. I'm the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it was a really unfortunate ending.
Yeah,
I won't defend it. I mean, overall, I enjoyed this movie because I think the fight scenes are incredible. But yeah, no, I did not like the ending at all.
I just couldn't believe that we did that. I was like, because at first, like, oh, we do like, oh, he's been just doing the movie this whole time. I think they could have got away with that. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see that work, I guess. But that was just a fake out. That was also in his brain, and it's like, oh, okay, we're just doing this then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, because then you could have the point of their movie being that they had to find another master and then have those two kind of be buds at the end. That would be an oddly happy ending, but I could see that working better than what they went with if they wanted to do a big Shyamalan twist, you know? The first one was bad, but it's still better than the second one they did. That's the canon one.
Because the thing is, when I started seeing this, where I thought we were going is, oh, he's going to be on this island, and it's gonna turn out that he just stirred shit with the Yakuza so we can do real fights and film those and make a movie out of it. That's what I initially thought we were going. Like, he actually like stirred up the Yakuza or paid someone to fuck some shit up, and he's have like some weird motives to actually get this movie done by doing a real action movie, meaning that he wants to do a real action movie with like real people, you know?
Yeah, and
in a real
scenario. Basically doing a bomb threat to call the cops so that you can fight the cops.
Yeah,
but you're telling the Yakuza there's a bunch of cocaine at a zinc factory.
So
hey, Fortia.
Oh, hello, Fortia.
He just says no.
He does that when he comes in chat. That's normal. And yeah, we have like this ending scene where they interview the people like after the fact. It's like, oh, I can't really be that mad at him because he saved me. I'm in his debt forever. And it's like, yeah, he's kind of crazy, but man, he's the real deal. Boobity bobbity boobity boo. And then we get the last scene with Toshiro himself. It's like, hey, you're an actor. I think you just like being in this real scenario. It's like, hey, you just look. It's kind of fun, kind of funny because he tells him, it's like, you're just strong because you're portrayed in this movie. Like right after he beat up like 70 Yakuza.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like that happens. So it's like, well, are you really gonna say that this guy's just an actor?
Yeah,
a lot of witnesses.
Yeah, dude, like that. I guess like a psychiatrist or something. It's like, I give you my personal opinion. You just like doing this because you felt like a real action hero. But this is not what happens in reality. It's like, yeah, but it just happened though. Like, I don't know why you're so confused, old psychiatrist man.
Yeah.
And then he just comes in close to the camera and says like, real action film actors are strong. Yeah. And that's the ending scene. And that's the schmovie.
And I did like that last line. I think that was kind of cool and a neat little, you know, maybe shot at Hollywood and like the Ant-Man Quantum Manias of the world, where it's just like, no, let's just have people dick around in gray suits in front of a green screen and whatever, we'll fix it in post. It's like, now, well, there's guys like this though that really take it seriously.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the character. I mean, obviously the actor as well, like the real life actor.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, this is why the martial arts scene in here are so good, because they are martial artists and not just actors.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you can
learn
so good.
Stage combat. Stage combat's not too difficult to learn even quickly, but you do get a different kind of movie when the actors are themselves incredible martial artists.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, this is why I keep going back to watching Ong Bak.
The Raid. Oh yeah, Ong Bak.
Or The Raid, like
Tony Jaa.
Because I've seen the behind the scenes stuff, and basically they have like all these people that can do martial arts and stunts and everything, and they basically just have thick pads around their body, and he just fucking kicks the piss out of everyone. Like he just actually kicks them. It's like, Jesus. Like even with those pads, like that's gonna suck.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe helps that he's a little guy. Maybe he doesn't quit quite as hard as he would if he was like 6'2" and 300 pounds. Like, I mean, that's got to factor into it, but also that makes him like ultra agile. Like Tony Jaa is an incredible gymnast, if nothing else.
Oh yeah, it makes me sad when he's like in these awful movies. It's like, oh, I know you can do like all these cool things.
Yeah, I was there for Expendables 4.
I'm sorry. That movie sucked.
Oh boy, did it.
But yeah, it's still a fun watch, but holy shit, why did that ending like drag it down to me saying it's actually pretty bad? Not just mediocre, but just awful. Like story-wise, it's just trash.
Story-wise, it's kind of got nothing going for it because it squanders all of its potential. When it didn't, like, I mean, honestly, I thought the premise just like, hey, it's Die Hard at a Japanese movie set and an action film actor is John McClane. I'm like, yeah, Like, just make that movie. That's fine, man.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to make it Fight Club. Like, just, or if you do, then don't make Die Hard. Also, just make it Fight Club and focus on that.
Yeah, I don't know why there's this twist there at the end. I was like, God, why did you bother? It seems so misplaced. It's just we just had him beat the guy at the end, and we're good. Like, we have a perfectly serviceable action flick that's fun to watch with all the action scenes. But
yeah,
we did the whole weird thing. But yeah, makes me want to watch more martial arts movies though. I like them. It's fun. Need to watch The Raid again.
And
or Ip Man. Ip Man is great too.
Yeah, Ip Man's great. If he defeated the sensei, and then immediately, like, if let's say Amy didn't have a gun, she was just like defenseless at that point, and it ended with him just in one kick kicking off her prosthetic and then breaking her other leg. I think that would have been fine.
That was sick.
Like, I mean, that would have been a better way to end it. And it's just like, yeah, problem solved. Okay, Maria, find a way to get home.
Yeah,
I'm leaving. Akira, did you get that? He's like, oh yeah, I got it. Also, don't kill Akira because that was stupid. But like I said, in that version, Amy doesn't have a gun.
I don't even know how this all logistically works. Like, apparently he walks in front of her and says, shoot me. And she goes like, okay, and does shoot someone. But then he like starts at the back and starts dodging all the bullets. So I'm not even sure how that's gonna.
Well, maybe he wasn't walking forward. He was just shouting, shoot me at the camera.
Probably, yeah.
And then like started the dodging right away. Like, I guess. But I mean, like, that's the thing. It sucks that we have to try to think of how the delusions factored into everything. Because, like, well, I mean,
because they kind of
like
one of the two guys.
Good action, man.
One of the two guys says, "Oh, he's more like altering his memory with this." It's like, just stop. Don't say that.
Yeah, and even that makes it weirder. It's like, wait, so then what really happened?
Was it actually a movie this whole time? I think in universe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He just ended up killing one of the actresses.
Oh,
but
man.
no, I mean, because the people are there saying, hey, yeah, like, he saved our lives. And so, I mean, clearly, he really did do something heroic in the canon of this world, but
apparently so.
Yeah, guys, if you're ever writing a movie, don't do anything crazy like that. It's generally not a great call.
Keeping it simple is pretty cool. I like simple. Doesn't need to be super crazy all the time. But oh well. But yeah,
if anyone heard screaming, that's X-Ray Girl playing Helldivers.
I had a feeling. Can't believe Ass doesn't invite me to play Helldivers after I invited him. I think that's pretty racist.
Sunday Fun Day, they have like a fixed group.
No, shut up. Let me shit talk. God damn it, you're ruining it.
I'm trying. I provide context.
I know the context, but I'm talking shit.
Okay.
Chad, Mark is ruining my shit talking.
I don't understand social cues. I have the tism.
Chad. Sounded like a loud bird. Oh man. But yeah, there's our little weird X course in going to Japan movies.
Yeah,
to mix it up once in a while, because there's not always big flea movies coming out. There's flea movies in other countries too that are kind of fun.
Well, and I think also that I think it would be cool if this show was not always just like, hey, next Marvel sludge movie.
Oh,
we'll
I don't
get
even
together
want to do
and do an episode. Yeah, like let's also try to talk about things that at least have a shot at being good. And this, I mean, I think this is good. Like it's a good act. And well, I mean, again, I gotta be careful with my words. I gotta not indiscriminately use good and bad. This was a very enjoyable action film, but its story was very stupid because it throws in an unnecessary twist.
Yeah. For the action, I would watch it. As I said, it's 1.5 hours. Like barely 1.5 hours. It goes by pretty quickly. It's an easy watch. Just put it on, have a beer or something, have a tea, whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not your dad.
It was $14.99 on iTunes in Canada, so it's probably like $10 in the US. It's not available in Germany.
For whatever reason, I don't know. Even for some reason, YouTube doesn't like VPN. I tried because you can just buy it on YouTube for like $9, and YouTube is like, yeah, but your PayPal is not the same as your actual thing, so it should die. It's like, okay, fine. But yeah, I'm probably gonna grab a Blu-ray of it when it comes out. If it ever releases over here, I don't know. I don't even know why it's in EU but not here. I don't know. Germany's weird, all right? I'm sorry.
Well, I think I think Wide USA is the releasing company that was in the credits, and so I don't know. Maybe they're just like North American only. I guess if any Brits in the chat have access to your phone, if you have an iPhone, check out iTunes and see if it's available. You don't have to buy it.
You can definitely get it on British UK YouTube, because that's
YouTube
that's where it was available when I turned on my VPN, but it wouldn't let me buy it. And I was trying to get it on iTunes, but you need like an Apple ID and stuff, which I don't have, and apparently it's a pain in the ass to get one if you don't have an Apple device or something. I don't know.
Really?
That's what I read.
I mean, you can always install iTunes on Windows though. So like,
I don't know.
Wouldn't they want you to have an account so that you can buy stuff from them?
Apparently so, because it asks for an Apple ID. I was like, I don't fucking have one. Leave me alone. Maybe I'll need to set one up. Might be worth it, because there seems to be a bunch of movies on there.
And the movie collection I was dragging around with me while I was doing army stuff was just my Apple TV. So I have a shitload of movies on iTunes. Yeah. But I mean, hey, clearly I can pull the DRM out of them within a few hours.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there was
Apple.
super chat that came in throughout here. Five Canadian by Critically Chibi. Thank you very much.
Yay.
So is this 1% Worry movie a quasi-fascist wet dream or what? Pretty much, yeah.
Oh God. No.
Thanks for entertaining me.
I would say Movie Bob never changed, but I would prefer that he changed. I just don't think he ever will.
It's been 12 years. I don't think we get a shot on that one.
Movie Bob never will change. That's all.
And thanks for entertaining me all weekend while I suffer from a cold, boys. Well, I hope you get better soon. And yeah, happy to
man, feel better. Have some chicken soup.
Chimkin.
Or tea.
I like chimkin. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the little different things. We're gonna do more different stuff, of course. But yeah, as we already said, next week is gonna be a bit of a talking about The Gentleman, which I'll be watching throughout the week. As well as checking out the start of the X-Men series, because I'm kind of curious what they
are they doing it episodic, or are they dropping the whole season?
I don't know. Let's see. X-Men 97 release date.
I watched the first 2 episodes of the original series the other day, and it holds up.
Quite scheduled to premiere its first 2 episodes on March 20th. Okay, so it's 2 episodes.
Okay,
that's easy watch.
All right, yeah,
I think they're not that long.
Very
anyway.
easy.
So that's on Wednesday. Yes. So those.
Gentleman isn't hard to get through either. It's 8 episodes. They're each a solid hour, but it's an hour well used. Like, I mean, it's a great show. I can't recommend it enough. Everyone watched The Gentleman on Netflix.
Yeah, Mala recommended it to me like multiple times. It's like, fine, I'll watch it.
For as many terrible things they do, like the Avatar live action series, like messing up the story and everything, and that I still think Netflix has the best original content of like streaming platforms.
Nice. And maybe Shogun to some degree, if I get around to watch any episode of that in the meantime. Because I also still need to finish Dragon's Dogma, which I'm gonna be finishing up probably next stream, at least the main story. So I have that one sorted out, and then maybe fuck around with it, like some side quests. I don't know, but that's the plan. But yeah, you got anything going on, Mark? Over the week?
I think I might stream the Red 13 backstory mission in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, just so I can get to where I need to be, that I can do the open world shit on my own time. Because I don't know, I find streaming the open world shit can be kind of boring, because it's me finding towers and doing Ubisoft stuff essentially.
Right.
Not my favorite part of the game, but it's engaging enough, and moving around the world runs well enough. Even though it's not super high res, but it keeps a pretty constant 60 when you're exploring, and it's, I don't know, a bit more comfortable to play than 16 was for me, because I hated the performance mode in 16. Though it was great during combat, but only during combat.
When you watch Hot D, I've already watched Hot D. It's great.
Yeah,
good shit.
I've seen it twice. But yeah, no. So I might stream a little bit of that. It's probably going to be a short stream, because I'm just doing the Red 13 side story mission, and then probably calling it a day. And then I'll chip away at all the extra stuff in my own time, and then so we can keep focused on the story.
Yeah.
Which they started bringing in the time ghosts again. It was like 9 chapters where you didn't see the time ghosts that were in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I was pretty happy about that. And then they showed up, and they do a thing where they pretend to kill a character for a little while, and you never really believe it, and then it turns out to not be real. And it's like, okay, yeah, fine. And so I don't know. I think they're spinning their wheels a little bit at this point. But yeah, I think Best Slime got it. Yeah, it's Nomura. He sometimes gets indulgent.
Oh well.
But I've also been playing Final Fantasy IX and like just on my Steam Deck, and gotta say I'm enjoying jumping back into a Sakaguchi game, the previous big Final Fantasy director dude. I think he left after 10-2.
Oh, okay, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and your favorite's 10, so Sakaguchi also worked on 10. And Nomura did as well. Nomura was the character designer on 10. So he's responsible for Lulu and Tifa. The guy's not all bad.
Nice, based as the kids say. But yeah, that's sorted for today. Well, we will be back obviously next Sunday with the things we mentioned. Should be fun stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for hanging out with this little weird movie that nobody's seen. But yeah, go give it a look-see. It's a It's a easy watch, really. It's just it's not great.
Put it on your radar.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Adios, amigos.